面白くない世の中面白くすればいいさつまらねえのが口癖なのはそれこそ本当につまらない文句を言うのは簡単だけど誰かは何もくれない走らないけど止まりはしない誰にも流れるアホの血騒げば騒ぐほどかきたてるなんと素晴らしき日々面白くない世の中面白くすればいいのさ自分で見つけやほどほどにパラダイスだ気がつけばいつだって有頂天人生だ
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Choochagatari Unlimited Train Works. It's August 12th when we're recording this. I decided that this is a better way so I never have to remember the number. I can just say the date and then people know what's going on.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's a lot easier so that I don't have to go, it's 45 or whatever we're on. I think we're on 40.
think we are at 40.
That is right,
Wow.
yes.
Fucking boom. Okay, who needs the date? Never mind. No. We're here to talk about anime and anime-related things. With me, as always, is Elvie.
Hello.
Hey. And John.
We're all here. We've all got our idiot blood. It's all good. Let's just keep
Yep.
going. Party every day, and your life will be awesome, as they say.
They do say that. Which I guess we can start off right away. Our anime... Well, no, you know what? I mean, how y'all doing? You doing good? You doing well? Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say so.
Cool.
Doing better. Doing
Alright,
a lot
good.
better.
That's
yeah.
good.
That's good to hear. Good.
Better is always good.
Yeah, that's true. All right. There's my obligation as a host to check in on my constituents or whatever.
Of course. Constituents.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know. Our anime this month was the Eccentric family, which is based off of a manga by Tomohiko Morimi.
It's a novel.
Novel, sorry, not a manga.
Yes.
I don't know why I said manga. I psyched myself up beforehand to say don't say manga and everything, and I did it. I did the same thing with Harui way back when. I was like, don't say manga, and I think I still did even back then. But
You're good.
Yeah, I think this is the author of Tatami Galaxy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Same
correct.
person, yeah. Night is short. All that.
it's a novel,
Yeah,
and
it's a Tomohiko Morimi
yep.
joint,
And
yeah.
PA Works made the anime back in 2013? No, yes, I'm right.
Yeah.
Hey,
They did a second season
spot on
for
with
you.
these numbers.
Yeah, the second season aired 4 years later, which is
Wow.
weird, but I guess the second book didn't come out until 2015,
Yeah, it's based on the second book, so
Yeah,
I guess
so that's fair.
Whenever there's another book, there will be another season.
yeah.
If there is one, who knows?
But yeah, it's about, Tanuki, Tengu, humans, drama, the Friday Fellows. The Friday Fellows are a group of questionable strength, I have to say.
It's so good. It's so good.
But the main gist of it is, there's a family of Tanuki. It's Shimogamo, right? Yeah,
correct.
And they all have stuff going on with each of them, but it's just about their relationships and how they deal with humans who are all evil. And Tengu who all look the same.
I don't know. See, I wouldn't say that the humans are evil. They just don't know what they're doing. I think that is the whole thrust of that story.
Yeah,
I feel
I'm just putting in, the initial mission statement of episode 1,
right? Of course,
forward, where they're just like, yeah, humans are fucked. So yeah, this is a wild show. I don't know who wants to go first in discussing it. I could, but I don't know if anyone has any big ideas right out the get-go. They want to...
I'd be down.
All right, go for it. You go. Go ahead.
All right, so I think the thing that I enjoy the most about Eccentric Family is that it feels like a modern myth. Like, just sitting there and thinking about how the characters interact with each other, how the story is structured, and just the context of their interactions. It just reminded me a lot of, being back in, like, middle school and high school, or even, more recently when, you look into, like, ancient myths, like, not just Japanese, but you think of, like, ancient Greek myths, ancient Roman myths, just any kind of, like, myth about the creation of something anywhere. This feels like just one of those things. It is these groups of individuals that have incredible power, but it's just part of their lives, and it's not really set up to be any kind of different thing. Like you think of how, like, you read an ancient Greek myth, and it's just like, yeah, Zeus can throw lightning around, and he's just doing all this dumb shit, and it's just presented how it is, and the gods interacting, like, bleeds into the human world, and that is often how the events that transpire in the Eccentric Family are presented. It's very much the story about the Tanuki family, and then the Tengu get involved because the Tengu are so powerful, and there's important humans, but they are a means to an end. They are, like, two of them are characters, but there is, like, you bring up the Friday Fellows. I guess we should kind of put into context where the characters are, who the characters are. So yeah, so there's the Shimogamo family. They were originally, like, the family in charge of the Tanukis in that city. Their father, Soichiro, was the Niseimon, which is the leader of the Tanukis, and he was captured one night and was eaten because every year the Friday Fellows they're just these group of people, mostly men, who every year they just gather up for New Year's and eat Tanuki stew, and to them it's just this, like, fun little tradition. They're not, it's not posited as something that is evil necessarily. Like, everyone just kind of agrees that it happens. Like, every year a Tanuki gets eaten by the Friday Fellows, and nobody wants it to be them, but when it happens, it's just like, well, that just happens. It'll happen to somebody. And the Friday Fellows, they're just dudes. Like, they're just these, like, middle-aged men that are just hanging out, drinking. They don't care. They're not presented as, like, these incredibly powerful individuals. They're just guys. And, in a sense, that is how the other characters are, like the Tanukis and even the Tengu. There's only really one super important Tengu who is Akadama, their like sensei, their master. He was a powerful Tengu. He hurt his back, but he's very depressed. He lost his ability to fly. He can't walk very well. So he's just hanging out, drinking, having a dirty apartment. And the main character is Yasaburo, who is the third son of Soichiro.
He is? Yes, sorry.
Yes, he's the third one. So I guess in order, it's Yachiro, who is the oldest one. He's the one that's got, like, the super spiked hair. And then there's Yajiro, who he's guilty about something, and he lives in a well, and he's turned into a frog, and he doesn't want to turn into anything else. He's just a frog.
It's a sad frog.
Yeah, he's a sad frog. Yasaburo, who's the main character, and then Yajiro, who's Yashiro. Yashiro is the youngest one. And he's just like, probably like elementary to middle school age. It's about them. It's also, they have their mom, Tosen, who just is she's either in mom mode or she's in like prince mode. It's very good. She just like strolls around town in like a straight up like fucking like French military outfit. Just everyone's just like, damn, that lady's cool looking. And it's just about their like interactions with the city, and especially with like, there's some political intrigue going on. There's some mystery with what's going on with their in-laws, basically. But then probably the other most important character is Benten, who is this very mysterious woman, at least at first, and then they like fill in the gaps. And she just is in control. Like, no matter what, wherever she goes, she's just in control. She is kind of part of the Friday Fellows, but she has the ability to fly because Akadama taught her. I guess when she was really young, he kidnapped her, and instead of just like, you know, letting him just like do whatever like Tengus do, I guess, to people they kidnap, he just taught her everything, and she's like more powerful than he is now, and you know, she just goes around, flies around, takes advantage of everything, but she also has this very sad part of her that she tries not to show to people because she wants to be in control. And you know, she's a very interesting, very, very great character that like the whole show revolves around. Like, everyone is just like, it's very much one of those things where like, if Ben 10 is not in the scene, all the other characters should be asking, where's Ben 10?
Yeah.
So, but they do it in a good way. It's not a cheap, just dumb way, but like, she is very important to that, to the series. But I guess that's like the general premise. But I really loved it. As we mentioned, this is a Tomohiko Morimi joint, and I very much loved The Night is Short, Walk On Girl. I haven't seen Tatami Galaxy yet, but this was just so well paced, really fun dialogue. It's got a lot of like inner thought, inner monologues about, you know, what it means to just be alive, what is best in life in a way. But it doesn't take itself too seriously, and it just revels in the world that it created. It's just very believable. It's a very believable world when, you know, like at first you're sitting there just like, oh yeah, the world of Tanuki. But by the end of the show, you really believe what's going on. You feel for the characters. You feel for like the kind of dumb things that they're worrying about, you know, like, why do the Friday Fellows just cook up a Tanuki just because? Well, you know, at the beginning you're just like, what the hell? But by the end you're like, you end up accepting it, and you accept their fear, and you accept the concept of what's going on. There's a lot of things that as you go, you fall more into the world, and it's just such great writing, and such a great world building that, you know, like, they keep throwing shit at you, and it just, you know, it never becomes overwhelming. It never becomes like, why did they do this? It's all fun. It's all very fun. So yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say that it's anything like revelatory. Like, I didn't walk away from it like thinking about life any differently or anything like that. But I definitely feel like it was such a fun watch, and it just made me, you know, it made me happy. It made me just feel like I was reveling in a world that I would love to be in for as long as possible. And hey, there's a second season, so that's great. But yeah, I guess that's my thoughts on it. That I just very much enjoyed watching it, and like everything about it is fantastic. Like I wouldn't say that there's. I mean, it's animated well. I don't think there's anything that's like mind blowing, but it's got very nice colors. That is something I could commend. Is that it is a very pretty show to look at. Fun music, too. Great opening. Just solid overall. Definitely solid overall. I would recommend it to pretty much anybody. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Eccentric Family. Thank you.
All right. No, that's good. Elvie, do you want to go next, or do you want me to?
Yeah, sure. If that's
okay.
fine with you. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not. No, that's
okay,
sorry.
like,
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I have to always take the chance to go no to whatever.
Yeah, I kind of have a little more mixed feelings about the show. What I really liked, I think I kind of immediately understood like thematically what they were trying to go for, and the show is about tradition and the value of tradition. And in a way, it's very Japanese in that regard. Like there's very specific things about it where this kind of probably doesn't read as well. Well, not read as well, but it doesn't. It would not apply to like me as an American, right? Who were like, oh yeah, I wouldn't kind of envision this happening in like an American family, but I don't know. But like it kind of goes deep into the issues of like preserving tradition versus like challenging tradition. We have that with like why are the Friday Fellows eating tanuki? Stuff like that. They kind of present all these scenarios where you have things that are just is, but then you kind of have this family who are now trying to go against the norm of what just is. They're trying to like, finally tackle that problem. Their father, they lost their patriarch because of this situation, and here they are now trying to go against the status quo. And and going back to tradition, we see that with their family itself. Choochagatari family, how in a lot of Japanese families, there tends to be like, and like in other countries again, like I feel like you don't really see it as much in America, but like you see how certain families function on the idea of legacy and perhaps maybe have something patriarchal like that is holding the family together, and at some point they even mention arranged marriage and stuff. And I think that's something that's actually explored in the second season, not to go too deep into it. But
yeah, like
it especially makes sense with what they're doing in using, these folkloric creatures like Tanuki and Tengu to present this sort of allegory for that, which I think is cool, like interesting, because we, when, thinking about often the conversations in, East Asian cultures, as an Asian myself, like it, in like a lot of like, our cultures, there's like the constant clash between like modern cultures kind of seeping into our traditional culture, and like the arguments for like, oh no that's like westernization and stuff, or like, oh no, like were these ideals there the whole time and stuff, like the idea that are like Western cultures influencing Asia, and like is that actually true or not, right? But that said, there's a very interesting world here. Yeah. Beyond like, beyond the going underneath the surface, like what those themes are, right? But and I kind of wanted to learn more about it, but I feel like they didn't go hard enough, right? We had a very, very strong first episode that was kind of like oddly action packed in a way, like more so than how the rest of the series ends up being, unlike I would say that, kind of the few last episodes where it kind of like Ardo's book ends again, where it kind of picks up again and like the conflict has escalated. But I feel like they didn't like explain, or I don't know about explain, but I feel like they didn't let us like kind of tide over like what's going on here, and like what kind of like society we have here. Like, we have like these mythical creatures hidden underneath like, modern society, but I kind of wanted to spend more time on just I'm not asking for a slice of life, but just kind of asking more time to spend with like these characters, as opposed to how much the series ends up immediately focusing on the drama of like uncovering the mystery behind how their father died. I felt like it got it got really melodramatic kind of quickly. It was like, oh, okay, all right, we're going there right now, right? Like the tone between the beginning of the show felt, towards the middle onwards felt like kind of two different shows. I felt like, and I think in a way that the way they were unraveling and walking backwards to figuring out like what happened to their father, it kind of dragged on a little bit too. And again, I feel like when back to my issue of saying, oh, I think we could have spent more time where there was nothing, like again, like there could have been just like a daily like vignette of like what happens, like with how these people live and all that, something that isn't focusing on the main conflict at hand, right? Just to kind of pepper it in between. And what's his name again? Yasuburo,
yeah.
the main son we're focusing on, right? Right, the whole thing where like in the beginning where he's like disguised as a girl and he's just screwing around. We don't really see that again.
Yeah,
like,
what's going on? That was good.
Yeah, I was like what? Like we don't. I don't think we see enough of them really. Besides, like there was that episode like focusing on Tengu, which I thought was cool. Like we don't see like a lot of the magic. I don't know if we would call it magic because that's inherently just what they can do, right? Like, but we don't see that stuff like often enough to kind of get like, oh, okay, yeah, they're that, like they can do these things, Like I think also that goes into how, again, just sticking around. Like I feel like there was like a little like lack of development when it comes to world. Like they were kind of vague to the extent of like how powerful people were too. They weren't really, they were kind of like walking around saying like, oh no, we can't really mess around with Benta. But like they don't really show, I think, to the extent of what she's getting. Like they show her as a person. They show her as a person and like how she seems to be the type of person who knows how to talk to people and knows how to get her way, and that's kind of cool. But like they don't really show her as like this magical like human being that's really special in that way, enough, or like they don't really show the extent of what she's really able to do with that. And like I feel like she's not even that magical. Like they show her flying. I'm like, okay, cool, because she learned that from her Tengu like guardian. But like other than that, like people are like mesmerized by her because they think she's hot. Like that's kind of what I'm seeing. She's like kind of hypnotic in that way, and like she's it's just like I don't know. It's just she stands out, but then I kind of still don't. It's not registering with me as to why, right? And like there was a whole episode dedicated to her where I feel like they also didn't quite, at the end they didn't quite answer, I think, a lot of questions I had about her, like I don't know about her like complacency, or I guess like her involvement with like what the incident in regarding to their father. Like they don't really quite answer, I think, the right questions. They do answer the ones about like explaining how she's the way she is, and I think they really go into much detail about like her relationships with all these families and like why they don't have to they don't over explain, I think, but then as a result they don't, I think, go quite deep into the the nuances of like why was she involved in this whole debacle to begin with, right?
Yeah.
And in the end, right, I'm gonna jump to the ending. Like in the end, she's like kind of back by like Akudama's side in a way. Like or maybe I read that situation wrong, but like then they're kind of like acting like nothing happened. That to me was a little weird. Like what? She kind of was like part of like this whole thing that killed their father. I don't know.
Yeah.
I maybe I totally read it wrong, or maybe I'm not getting something deeper there where it's conveying something much more complicated than that, right? Because but yeah, again, like I think there were just some points in the series where, oh, like man, I wish they could have explored that more, or like maybe went into deeper like exploration of like what's going on here, especially in relationship to the fact that they are like in a secret sort of world underneath like our own eyes, right? but yeah, like, and just to go back to my first point, I really do love like they're using this as some sort of like metaphorical bigger message about traditionalism, and that to me is like cool, like and it kind of does cap off at the end again, especially with how keep forgetting her names, even though I just said it. How our main character kind of is like resigned with himself, and he's just kind of like thinking about like where to go from there. Even though things seem to have settled in a way, like the dust has settled a bit, but there's still clearly like more things to think about in regards to their family and how it all goes back to their family. Because at the end of the day, that's what is kind of important to these characters, which is that sort of legacy, that sort of blood tie, right? So it presented it presented many situations and ways and how traditionalism like negatively affects people and how that can be really hurtful and is like hurting people. It's like it kills people. It makes people eat tanuki for some reason. Why would you do that? I don't know. I don't know if that's even a real dish. Maybe it probably is, but there's also like ways where it's a good thing, such as like the bond between like everyone, right? I think my only other question, which is pretty insignificant but kind of dumb, but I'm like, how old is the mom? Because the mom like is one of those kind of like, is she like I'm like, okay, like maybe there's like an age gap between her and the father, but then she like Ben 10 looks older than her, and that's the problem, I think.
Well, she's very young at heart, compared to Ben 10.
Or maybe because she's a tanuki, and that's like.
Yeah, they're all tiny.
I don't know. Yeah, she's definitely young at heart, but I'm like, her design definitely, like, it definitely hit me, or like, the other woman in the series, like, looks older than her, but is much younger than her. I don't know, it was a little weird, but just something I thought was worth pointing out, but yeah, like, I really like what Eccentric Family was trying to convey and, like, what it's trying to, evoke, but, like, I think there were parts to it, at least the way the anime presents it, that I could have been, I think, like, fleshed out more or revisited, right?
Yeah, something that you mentioned was like how they don't really question Ben 10 on her like involvement with all of that, and I think I agree with you in the sense that like they should at least in the anime, like go a little bit further into talking about the whole like what tradition does to people and like being so stringent to that, because I think the reason why they don't is because like the Tanuki are just so resigned to humans want to eat us. If they go for it, they're gonna do it. And
there's like it's like a hierarchy thing.
And
the are on top.
And the problem was less that that they were captured and more that they were captured in an illegitimate way. It's like, like they were like, oh yeah, our dad was caught. He was drunk and that was it. It was like, it was his mistake, or it was whoever got him drunk's mistake, or whatever. But instead it was like, no, he was explicitly captured someone like, and that was why it was bad. Like for the rest of it, it was just like, it's sad, but that happens, if someone was just captured, that's just how it goes. Humans are allowed to do that. That's the grand scheme of things. So, but then there was also the scene where I shouldn't have closed the Wikipedia page because all their names are so similar. Where the main character is like sitting down with that professor, and the professor's just like, I love eating things. And the main character's just like, well, if you like me and you like tanuki so much, why do you keep eating tanukis? And he's just like, well, that's just how it goes. I eat things that I like, and you're like, it's like how someone would look at a cow. Like there are plenty of people that are like, like I wouldn't eat a cow. I've met a cow and it's too cute to eat. But there's plenty of people who are like, yeah, I've seen a cow, but I like burgers. It's that's just how they look at it, and it's an interesting thing to think about, and I think they don't really posit an answer, but I don't know. Maybe they go into that in season 2. Maybe it's more in depth in the book. Because I think some of the other things that you've some of your other problems with it. I bet. Again, I don't know. I'd have to get it filled in from reading the book or hearing from someone who read the book. But like having more vignettes, having more things filled in. That kind of stuff was probably cut for the anime, Who knows?
Yeah, and you have to imagine, like, there is another book, so who knows? Like, maybe they get
there's a whole nother season.
Stuff. But I think I agree with most of LV's complaints. Personally,
Yeah,
I enjoyed the series, and I do appreciate. I do think you're right. You're right on the money with a very like modern Fable type thing. Like that's exactly the role Ben 10's character feels like. Exactly like how a lot of women are written in those things, for better or worse. Like
yeah, like I think they do a better job of how it
Yeah.
is. Like, I mean, you know, she is very much like lusted over. She is very much like one of those, like, you know, one of those characters, like a sort of I'm trying to think of what. Hang on, I have to Google it because I'm gonna be pissed if I don't remember the name of the woman from the fucking myth. Hang on. I'm sorry. What is the girl's name? What is the woman's name? Like Helen of Troy. You know, where
yeah,
it's
sure.
like it's an instigator kind of thing, but like Ben 10 definitely has more of a character than that, and you know, I think she's like a cross between a Helen of Troy and then like kind of a Loki kind of thing, where she's just there to kind of stir shit up. But she does also have that side where she does still kind of care, and she's not just gonna like, she doesn't want to just like kill everybody, but she just wants shit to get, she wants to have fun because she wants to see how things go. So yeah, I think she's a lot more interesting than just a standard like woman who causes trouble by being hot. But you know, the complaint is still valid from what you all have said. I do see it.
I think my only other complaint is that Arakawa, that's his name, right? I'm not messing it up. Atacama, Professor Atacama. I don't like when he's like, they're like twice in the story where he just grabs Ben 10's ass.
Oh yeah, he is a nasty old man.
And he's
Nasty
like
old man.
her dad.
yeah,
And
It
not good.
it kind of feels.
Twisted.
I mean, it kind of like there's some stuff in there that I feel like it doesn't really absolve it of anything, but I feel like it's like kind of there to be like a weird myth thing, because like there is like hell, there's like an arranged incestual marriage basically.
Yeah.
Like the main
Yeah.
character was going to marry his cousin, and
Yeah.
it's just like it just felt like a myth kind of thing, you know, like, yeah, the gods will just, you know, marry their cousins or whatever, they'll you know, like, there's all the weird incest shit in that, and like, you know, again, it doesn't make it right, but it feels like it's just kind of like a, you know, here's this small group of characters, and if we're going to expand that group of characters, they're going to start like being into each other, and you know, I mean, they don't necessarily go for that fully, but it does just feel like a remnant of the kind of things that happen in myths. And again, you know, it's not okay, but it's I feel like that's why they did it.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a endorsement of it per se, but again, going back to how
Yeah.
it's like presenting these old ideas, it's just kind of, I think, showing how some of these things work. But I don't think necessarily it's promoting it. I think it's just
Yeah.
again showing like, oh yeah, this is arranged marriages between like family members that are kind of like still a little close in the tree, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like that stuff that happens, and like again, functions like this where again like legacy and like a name and carrying it down is important. You know, if like, you know, you're not, you know, if you're not finding someone, you know, we're just gonna like do it and like let's just
Yeah.
find someone in the family, right? And no, the Tengu man, he's wretched. He's
Yeah.
terrible. He is twisted. But at the very least, I didn't think I mentioned this a bit. Like, at least I think there is some extent where Ben 10 has autonomy in a way, or at least is like capable of not really tolerating. I mean, again, she's very vague. She's very hard to read, right? So it's not necessarily clear as to. I mean, it's clear. I don't think she's reciprocating, but I think it's a whole thing. It's a whole weird relationship where she, to an extent, respects him because again, like he is someone that was important in how she grew up, right? But at the same time, she's not responsive to that other stuff.
There's a lot of like, I feel like most of the characters are like, yeah, there's a sense of respect, but there's also just like a lot of pity because he is so sad he can't fly anymore. Like that was the whole thing at the beginning too, where like the main character is like, yeah, I'll like, and you can like he very much obviously just likes to transform and like fuck around and like play around with his form and who he is and all that stuff. Like they talk about how like the mom likes to dress up like a prince, like a man, and so like the main character like transforms into a girl, and he's basically just like, master, if you're so depressed, like I'll do whatever you want, dude. Like, I'll turn into a girl and you can just go to town, man. I don't care. And, like, doesn't really, like, and, it's not necessarily like, oh, I want to fuck my man. It's just he's so depressed and he's so miserable. They all just, like, have a lot of pity for him. So they're just like, yeah, he's gonna grab ass, but, like, we're just gonna let him because he's, like, he's just wallowing in his pity and his shame. And, like, there's just a lot of, like, they feel really bad for him, and like he causes a lot of trouble too, but they still keep him around because they just feel super bad, and it's like, it's depressing to watch, like that they're just like, yeah, this guy who helped us out so much in our youth, that taught us like everything we know, is just this like miserable old man who won't let anyone near him anymore. And he's like, they there was like a scene where they were like transporting him around, and I think they like mentioned something about like, like, why don't you why don't you let us see you more or something like that, or no, it was like, why do you keep bringing up like women, and he's just like, that's the only thing I look forward to anymore. And it's like, he doesn't even get that often. It's like he only gets that when Ben 10 feels like sorry enough for him, or if the main character turns into a girl, and then even then he doesn't even really want that. So it's just it's like it's a pity thing, and it's super sad, but it's also just like, he is just being a gross old man too. So
yeah, it reminds, okay, yeah, what it really resonates with, it reminds me of like how you have like someone in your family who's just like at that point, and the rest of the family does not know what to do. Like they can't, they don't want to ostracize them, or like they don't want, because they, maybe, and again, like maybe in the past they were like fine, they were like a good person, they had something very fruitful to bring to the table, they were like, oh wow, they were someone you looked up to. And then as they got older, or like over time, or something about them reveals themselves to have like a shitty aspect to them. Or like, wow, okay, this person is pathetic. Like, I think that's like an equivalent to that. And I don't know if like that was thought of in this way, but like I'm thinking, like, now that you kind of like Frederick's, talking about, like, I feel like, yeah, that's what's hitting in my mind. Like, this is someone who like, it's the classic case of like, oh god, this is someone who's like has a history with us, but then we are stuck in a rock in a hard place because we don't want to get rid of them, but at the same time they're a problem. It's like all these questions about like, what do you do with them? All you can do is just like
just tolerate
trying to keep them at distance, but like tolerate it.
That is definitely how it feels. Like, because there's also the part where they need to have a Tengu there to like officiate the ceremony for the Nisemon, and they try to call like a non-local Tengu to come in, and he's just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to that. Why don't you call, like the fact that their local guy isn't their first choice, like that kind of speaks to me that like they don't want to deal with him because he's just gonna get drunk and he's gonna be a bastard to everybody. And like that is exactly what he does. He gets super drunk and he just like yells at people and he just starts blowing wind everywhere. And yeah, like it's just they kind of have to keep him around because he's their Tengu. He is part of their family. He's part of the family for the main character's family, but it's just he's fallen from being their teacher. He has fallen to a sad role just as much as he has fallen from being able to fly. That is like the same, like at the same time, like he's lost himself, and he's just like drowning in drink and in unrequited love.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Granddad has said some bullshit again, but we're not going to kick him out, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Just like, he's...
And he's like, all right.
He's on his way out. Just deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. exactly. Yeah, that's like a I think that's like a much more interesting, I think, way of looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have much more to add. I think both of you covered everything. I like when he eats chicken in the well.
That is true.
Oh man.
Even a frog can eat fried chicken.
I liked.
Definitely, I think the best.
Yeah,
one,
I was gonna say he's my favorite character. I think.
Yeah.
Like everything going on
just
with
turns
him
into
is.
a whole tram.
Yeah, you ever just get depressed and stop turning into a train because you don't want to turn into a train anymore, but then so you just live as a frog in a well and listen to people vent to you all day for
Very specific, like transformation choices.
Yeah.
A train and a frog.
well, he only becomes a train when he's wasted, you know, and that's
when he's
exactly
at his peak, yeah. I loved how they like still visited him. They're like, oh, you know, you don't have to come back home, but we're gonna like bring you food because we care. And then the whole thing too, where what I love, again, it was really sad. Where like, you know, his whole spiel about you know, people still threw coins in the well and he gets hit with them.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I can't do anything with this. But man,
Yeah. He's probably my favorite. I mean, I love Ben 10, but you know, I just like to look at her with her T-shirt. I think her T-shirt is cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
One thing we didn't the Ebisugawa brothers.
Yeah.
What the fuck
fucked up.
is going on with them?
Yeah, we didn't really
Ever.
talk about the rival family because it's like it's their in-laws. It's like the
They have no reason to be
yeah,
that way.
it's
yet
a-
they
They're
are.
so like they're like genuinely the most twisted characters, I think, because they have this like they are like incapable of like towards the end where the whole arc is like, well, like half of Yasuburo's family is just gonna fucking die, I guess, for some reason, and like they're doing it, and he's just like saying that to them, and they're like, oh, it happens, who knows, who cares, and then like he's like, I'm gonna kill you, and they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, it's just like, they're really unhinged, and I hate their leather jackets and their metal underwear that they ended up getting someone to make them, because
yeah
Well,
I
they end up wearing like metal diapers because they keep getting bit on the ass because everyone is whenever someone gets sick of their shit, they turn into like a tiger and bite their ass and throw them in the river.
yeah, you know, normal
Yeah,
things.
as you are to do.
Yeah.
See, yeah, and then there's also their sister, Kaisei, who was the one who was betrothed to Yasuburo. So
Yeah, and she's normal.
Yeah, she's like the most normal person in the whole show.
In the whole show, yeah.
Yeah,
that's why I was like, they don't show her a lot. And they don't really like, and yet she's kind of important to the main character, but they don't really show her. And then like they have this moment at the end, and it's like, well, where was she the whole time? But I guess it's for the best, you know. She's not, and thank God she's normal with twisted brothers like those.
Yeah. My only other statement is I don't know what the fuck is wrong with the Friday Fellows, which is a group of 7 people, and I don't know why they have so much power over the world. I have to say, after all that, I
mean, did they talk about them like having like necessarily a lot of power? Because I feel
but everyone's fucking scared of them, the Friday Fellows, and they're just 7 dudes.
I mean,
Friday fuckers.
Yeah.
I think it's just like a like it's the fact that they eat the tanuki. It is like a mythologicalizing of them, where it's just like the tanuki are horrified of them because once a year they pluck a tanuki out of the world. But
Yeah,
really,
they
they're
just fucking punch them. I don't know. They're old.
They're just I mean, again, it's a tradition thing, you know? It's just like, you get told for your entire life, like, these guys are pure evil, they're gonna get you, and, you know, like, it's just...
And then you find out they're just normal.
They're just dudes, you know?
They could just push them down a staircase, and that would be it. Like, yeah, they would finish it. That would be done.
I mean, you know, you can say that about a lot of people, you know? But
Yeah, I will. I don't...
then, yeah, there you go.
But that's fair. It's like kind of like it's this. Yeah, just it's again like, oh, it seems more straightforward than it should be, but actually it's not because of like so and so, whatever, you know. And it's just one of those things where like what seems to be like an unapproachable people in power is like, no, they're like frail old men. That could be pushed out of spirits, but alas, no one is doing that. So hey, not
I guess it's just the immediacy of it all. Yeah. It's just like he is in a room with all of them. He turned into a tiger, right? Like he could have just done anything. And
I think because of how like close everyone, like it's like what? You're just standing. Yeah, I get that. It's a little weird. It's not.
And also
they're not detached enough, right? They're
yeah.
Like, oh, they
yeah.
really
Exactly.
Just they know where they live. They know where they meet up. Like they're just avoiding them. Yeah.
And also like I didn't grasp like how much people who were just normal people walking by could see, because they seemed to see everything and nobody's like freaking out about it. Like when they see the rocket tram, when they see like buildings just blow up and they just go, damn, must have been a tornado. I'm like, hey, what? Like that building blew up, that one building.
It happens.
Yeah,
Shit happens.
It's fine. It's totally fine. It's not like a make a break thing for me. It's just like what I want to know. Tell me what it's going on with the Friday fuckers. That's what they are. They really is.
Yeah, they're a little weird with that stuff too, because like they talk about like, you know, the train, they like the humans are startled, but they kind of like talk about it being like a rumor or something like that. And there's a bunch of scenes where like, you know, like Ben 10 will be flying somewhere and she kind of has to like hide it a little bit. But then there's also like the part where they're in the houses like flying around like celebrating, and you know, they're just fucking like big ass boats and houses flying in the middle of the sky and nobody's seeing that. And they don't even like, I don't think they talk about like, you know, any concealing magic or anything like that, but you know, whatever. I don't know. I guess it's something that they just don't really have to answer because you're not really supposed to think about it, I guess. I don't know.
I think too much, I guess. That's
we all do.
My curse. All right, then I guess that's everything.
We can do questions and opinions, though.
Sure. Yeah, that's true. If you want to go right ahead.
Okay, if you want to send in a question or an opinion, you can go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. Pretty much everything we got was for Eccentric Family this week, so I guess we could just kind of knock that out. I mean, one person just asked, question for anime, why? And I feel like that is impossible to ask, so, you know, that's an impossible answer. But the rest of this is all Eccentric Family, so I will just go ahead. First off, I will do the opinions, and then we'll do questions.
Okay.
Opinion from Century Punk. Ben 10 is such a cool character. I love how much depth she has despite being so enigmatic. I wish she and Yasuburo had more Yuri scenes, then this show would be perfect, but it's still a 5 out of 5.
I agree. That's the thing. When I watched the first episode, I was like, okay, all right. So he's just dressing up like a schoolgirl, whatever. Okay. And then they never again. And I was like, missed opportunity.
I mean, you know, maybe they do it more in the book. Maybe you gotta read the book. And then Gregory Zero says, I haven't watched this since it came out, but it holds up nicely. Amazing cast, great at characters, perfect 12-episode pacing. I mean, it's got 13 episodes, so...
I mean, episode 10 is a recap, isn't it? Like, roughly speaking. Like, it's a lot of it is, isn't it? Am I misremembering? I'm going to confess, I watched episode 10 like a week and a half ago.
I don't remember it being one.
I thought it was.
I watched it a few days ago. I don't know. Season 2 is a bit different, but I would also strongly recommend watching it if you enjoyed the first one. I probably will. Thank you.
Yeah, probably.
And we got a question from Horror Errors. Thank you. You are now a frog in a well. What will you do?
If I was a frog in a well, I would simply not have depression.
Yeah. Get lily pads and shit. That's great.
Deck it out like an Animal Crossing house.
Yeah, deck it out.
Yeah, chill out. You know, you can
just chill out.
Drink beer.
That's someone's aesthetic, right? Like, you know how like everyone has like these like kitsch, like what is that, cottage core? Is that thing? Is it where it's like, but it's like for wells, well core,
frog core,
well core. No, like a home in a well, like at the bottom of a well. There's like a little party
well core.
He could take all that money and
moss.
He could do so
lichens.
much.
Yeah.
God.
The coins people throw at my head.
Yeah.
Will be annoying, but by the end of a year, maybe I'll have like a absurd.
You can get the chicken.
I could get the chicken.
That sounds good. Yeah, I mean, I would just like, I would croak. I would make as much fucking noise as possible.
Oh, great.
That's what I would do.
No one can get you. You're right. I guess you could just be a
Exactly.
real bastard.
Nothing
There's
you
no
can do.
consequences. What are they gonna do?
I'll just echo in the well and not go anywhere
Yeah,
else.
there you go. And finally, one last question. Also from Gregory Zero asks, to those who have seen both, sorry, John, don't worry. How does Eccentric Family compare to Tommy Galaxy? Both were written by the same person, but adapted by different studios and look completely different. So I will say though, real quick, I will just throw in. I can talk about Night of Short Walk On Girl, which is also by the same author, but I think it was done by the same studio as Tommy Galaxy. So I can
Yes.
So I'll be able to talk about that. But y'all, if either of you want to compare and contrast Eccentric Family into Tommy Galaxy, go ahead.
I haven't seen anything this writer has made.
Ooh, LV of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen both Tommy Galaxy and Night is Short.
Mm-hmm.
Both Masaki also joined. So yeah. And like the only thing I've not seen, which is a shame to me, like I've yet to see Penguin Highway, which is awesome.
Oh, that seems like
I didn't realize it was a book actually, and I was like, oh, it's the same word. They're very different. And I guess a lot of it attributes to the fact that this is well, first of all, the clear stark differences is that like this is a mellow.
Mm-hmm.
This is about a family, and I think to Tommy Galaxy and Night Short, like they're very similar in a way. They're like very similar. They have very similar characters. But if I were going to talk about Night Short Walking Girl, like and you're going to go into that anyway, John. But like, yeah, that's a romance story. That's already different.
Yeah.
But to Tommy Galaxy is a little more weirder than that. It's I think it's a very much kind of like a self-reflection story. It's about someone who's literally kind of just kind of literally going through different parallel ideas of how their life would go and stuff, and they're kind of it's a little hard to comment on and compare the two. These are very two different things. And I guess for the sake of my interest, I and like from what I talked about with Eccentric, I do like the Tommy Galaxy more because of how odd it is. Really that's my best way to describe it. It's a little hard to describe. It's just, again, like I said, it's about someone trying to explore different realities as to how their life will go, and and there's like this, it's not clear as to what's real or what's not, right? But it's about the self, where Eccentric Family is about the collective, right? There you go. I guess it's like, but yeah, like one thing is a mellow like family melodrama. The other is kind of like this insane cacophony of like visuals and self-exploration. So I don't know. It's hard to compare, but I just like the Tommy Galaxy more based on my like assertion of like how I had some issues with Eccentric Family, as I've said, right? So that's my take on that question.
I'm sorry, I haven't seen anything. Robin will kill me.
I mean, you know what? That's just an excuse to watch it,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I'll compare it to Night is Short. Night is Short is much more of just I feel like Night is Short is a bit easier to compare. But I think Night is Short almost lives up to the thesis statement of Eccentric Family a little bit more, where like Eccentric Family is very much like the theme song, and they keep saying, we have our idiot blood, we're partying, and that's, what is fun is good. And I feel like they get a little bit caught up in the drama to really land that, but Night is Short is like, it's a romance, yes, like it is a boy meets girl, boy is trying to get girl kind of story, but it is also just like about a bunch of characters partying and all these events just flowing through, and people just their lives getting furthered by this chain of events that get started by just hanging out and drinking one night. So I think that they have similar thesis statements, and but I think Night is Short lands that a bit better. But they're definitely they're both good in their own ways.
Yeah. You know, like not like I would say maybe the big. I guess the one connected thread I could say about Tatami Galaxy is that Tatami Galaxy is about, like, I guess in a way about challenging fate and like challenging the struggles you feel like befell on your life, and like, you know, wondering to yourself like, oh, can I change even though have had all these struggles, fallen upon me. And I guess that's kind of where it can connect. Like, it's about challenging fate. It's about challenging things just the way they are and questioning if this is right for me or if this is right for anyone, you know. That's where I can kind of see where it connects and links thematically to how a lot of the author's works, you know, has similar themes.
Mm-hmm. And that's it for questions in general. So we don't got to do that at the end of the show now.
All right. I'll try to remember that. Let's see if I can remember in an hour.
We'll see.
All right. So show proper. Let's see here. I'm gonna just start. I'm gonna start
Go
here.
ahead.
I'm gonna start here because I guess I didn't add much to the conversation.
You were fine, Rose.
Well, listen. I had compiled a list of grievances.
Yes, the list of grievances.
So I was just thinking yesterday. I was like, I could just talk about, like, when I'm going to the podcast. I was like, what is the thing that I should? What am I going to talk about? Like, all these little shows I've been watching, or should I just say, like, the one thing that we need to stop? We need to come together as a community and stop for each show. So I wrote that down for all of these shows. Let's start with Sword Art Online. Here's a Sword Art Online update. They're finally bringing Kirito back. It's been 15 episodes since he's existed. He's just been in the wheelchair hugging his sword, as I've said.
Sad.
Yeah, he cries. Sometimes when they take the sword away from him, he cries.
As you are to do.
Man.
Yeah. But he's coming back in the next episode. And you could tell that they were setting up him coming back soon because they started having all of the women lose fights for no reason. And they introduced the Sword Art Online staple, which is a man who is being a weird sex freak towards all of the women, even though he's just evil and trying to kill them. That just sort of like went for like 2 episodes. They've also introduced this new subplot where the evil bad guys have tricked millions or thousands of Chinese and Korean MMO players into beating back the evil Japanese players, who are the good guys, by the way. And they just have the Chinese and Korean players wholesale believe this, despite the fact that the leaders of that group are constantly talking about how much they love to kill women and stuff like that. So I'm going to say right away from the outset, a Japanese-based narrative that talks about China and Korea being stupid and attacking Japan is not a good narrative, and we should probably not have that. It happens. I see it constantly. It was a thing that even Final Fantasy XIV was guilty of at one point, pretty much. Like, it's just nationalism. Not good. And yeah, all that women stuff that I was saying, it was really bad and unnecessary. Basically, they had just every single woman start to die, and then they go, no, Kirito loves me, so I won't die. And then they do a big blast or something.
Great.
It all feels very stupid. At one point, they just have a man and a woman who are in the movie, the optional movie you could watch. They appear for 5 minutes, do nothing, and then leave. They animate this whole big fight scene with the man, and then he just like eats shit and he goes, "Did I do good?" And the lady's like, "Yes, you did," and then they just leave. And I was like, nothing happened. Like, that didn't change. That whole thing was unnecessary. What? It was weird. So that's Sword Art Online. I've been very disappointed with this season, I have to say, right away. Like, it's not good. Like, because, you know, I said it before when we were getting into it, like, it was just so dumb for the longest time, right? Like dumb fun, honestly. Like, where it's just, like, they were, like, reveling in it, whatever. Like, I could enjoy it, you know? Just basic-ass, classical anime, you know? And then it's just been really bad for recent times. Real bummer. Next up is Lapis Relights. Elvie, did you end up checking this one out at all?
No, but we were like, oh, this looks like another idol.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Sort of thing. Huh? What?
I don't know what it is.
Oh.
So first of all, it's another Universal anime, so I get the funny thing that I had with Arte, where it starts up and it goes dun 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 dun, like a fucking
so
Land
weird.
Before Time movie or something. And it has such a weird vibe just starting with that, but I don't know what.
Yeah, it seems wrong.
Yeah, and I don't know what this show is about. I mean, I know what it's about, but I don't know what they're trying to like convey, because they do idol concerts at the end of every episode, like we predicted, and with full CGI, you know, they're dancing and stuff like that, whatever.
Yeah.
But it happens out of nowhere and has nothing to do with anything else that was going on in the episode. They just have it.
So they're not setting up for a concert.
No,
or a show
and
at
it's
all.
all unrelated characters.
So it's like a music video. They just
Yeah,
put on.
basically.
Okay.
And the main story seems to be like they're at a magic school, but they like do magic maybe once per episode. And they're not talking about like how magic intersects with society or anything like that. It's just a lot of like, this is a slice of life, you know what I mean? Like that formula of like, oh, here's all these girls, and then they go to, I don't know, they go to a haunted house, they go into town and do odd jobs, they go eating, like just generic. I don't know what this is. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish. But my grievance for it is that they introduced one of my least favorite tropes, which is character who is an older sister to a character in the cast who they introduce who is really horny for their sister. They need to stop that. Like she uses her sister's panties as a handkerchief.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. Why?
Yeah. So we need to put a stop to that. I would like to ban.
That's like not even subtle. Like
No,
what the
it's
fuck?
not.
Wait. Okay. What's the demographic for this show? First.
I'd have to assume it's either like it's just idol fans. I assume that's who they're going after.
Okay.
Like just people who watch moe whatever
Yeah.
type
Just whoever.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So not children.
No, not chill. I don't
Alright.
think so. But
I hope
you
not.
never fucking know, LV. Let me tell you,
I
you
know.
never know.
I know. Man.
Okay. Next up is Railgun.
Is that even back?
Yes, it's back. It came back on the 27th.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Or 24th. Sorry, the fishing one came out on the 27th. So Railgun randomly had this like arc that lasted 1 1/4 of an episode. It was so weird. Like they just like finished this one episode with this like, oh, here's this child who can see the future, and then the entire next episode was about it, and they ended, and it was like, what was that? Like it had nothing to do with anything else that was going on, except at the very end they were like, wow, I learned how to see the future from Indian poker. Indian poker is the ongoing theme of the season, which is a magic card game where you can see a specific dream if you put it on your head. The next episode after that weird 2.5 episode arc or whatever was an entire episode about Misaka wishing she had bigger boobs. And that was the
Is there
whole
a plot
episode.
anymore?
No.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not even exaggerating when I say this. It was 20 minutes of her and another character just trying to find a magic card out of the Indian poker stack that tells them how to get giant boobs. And it was just a full episode of them having dreams where people make fun of them for not having giant boobs.
Okay. Great.
And I just have to say, why? 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 This is ostensibly episode like 78 of Railgun or something like that. And this is where we're at. Like that's like something I expect from like episode 7, you know?
Did there did something happen? Did their the writing team strike where they're like,
I don't
"Listen,
think
we're not-"
so. I don't know what's
Where
happened.
they're like, shit, look, we're not getting paid enough. We're not getting paid. We're gonna leave. We're just gonna walk out, and then they just have these ideas thrown against the wall. Whoever's
I
left.
don't know. It's so. I was just like, what the hell is this? Like, I was just like, they reminded me of Member, one of the proper noun zone organizations from fucking Index and stuff like that, and just that was reminding me of Dragon and School and all that other shit. And I was just like, ah. Thankfully, Railgun doesn't have many nouns going on. That's usually why I like it, but I don't, I've not been impressed with this season of Railgun. And the last list of grievances before I get to the main one I can share with you, John, is No Guns Life had an entire episode about this man who could see through girls' clothes, and he was voiced by the Kaguya narrator, and it was like, what is this?
What?
And he was just doing the Kaguya narrator voice the whole time.
Man.
His name was like Peapod.
Peapod.
Peapod, and he just kept saying, "This is the life of Peapod." Like in the Kaguya narrator voice.
God
and then saying
damn,
like
do I-
Gozunga and stuff like that. Like it was just like buzz out.
Boing.
Yeah, at one point he did the classical anime nosebleed, but he seemed to lose like all of his blood, and it pooled on the floor, and he was just lying there, and everyone was like, "Did you just kill him? Like what just happened?"
Holy shit.
Like it looked like he died genuinely.
That's how he was defeated. Someone was like, "All right, fine, you can actually look at my ass," and then he
Killed
just
by the
dies.
horny.
Yeah, that's what's gonna get us all,
Yeah, that's true. That's what that quarantine horny Twitter. That's what's gonna happen to all those people. They're just they can't handle it anymore.
No.
But yeah, I was just like, what is this episode? I had no like. I was like thinking like throughout the entire episode, I was like, their friend got kidnapped by terrorists, and they're just doing this. All right, like fuck it. Yeah, sure.
So it had nothing to do with like the main cast. It's just
The main cast was there.
they are.
So
involved, okay.
Juzo, the main man, gunman, he was getting
Gunman.
the equivalent of a haircut,
Right.
which is he just.
Wait, how?
So he has this man take out his like revolver shell in his head and then like polish it and stuff like that.
Oh, that's.
I like
Oh,
it.
that's-
Like it's
That is good,
it's a
yeah.
good.
But what is that?
He likes it, I guess. Like it.
His scalp. His
Yeah,
brain?
I don't know.
What
Oh, that also reminds me. At one point, he lost his arms at the end of the last season. He lost one arm, and then he lost another
It's
one.
just a gun.
So he was just like a torso with a gun.
He's just a gun
And
with legs.
eventually, I was just like, "This is ridiculous." He has gone like 4 episodes without arms. He randomly like shot a like jet out of his back, and then 2 arms came out on like a conveyor belt, and he put
Sure.
them on.
All right.
Wow. pretty good.
And everyone was like, "What the fuck was that?" And he was just like, "Don't worry about it." And I was like, "You know what? If you realize you wrote yourself into a corner and you don't know how he's gonna get arms back, sure, fuck it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, like do that. I don't care."
It's like a spare tire. You're like, oh, it's
Yeah, it is like a. But where
It's
was
like-
he storing them? In his back? Like, why did they come out fully? I just. Like it was like he dumped a server rack out of his back, basically. Like that's what it was. Like it popped out, and then like he just grabbed those
like,
2
now is he
arms
empty
slid in.
inside?
Yeah, I don't know like what that
Is he
means.
like empty? Was that inside him the whole time?
He could be empty on the inside. I guess that's possible. But like, how is that? I don't know. Listen, that's all too complicated for me. But yeah, my list of grievances, we need to stop horny. I guess that's the main thing here. I guess that's the main thing I'm accomplishing with all of these, or 3 of these at least, is we need to stop horny. Or at least just be
so.
horny in a normal way. Which actually can lead me into the thing we can share, John. Uzaki-chan.
Yes.
Do you want to start before I list my grievance, or?
So, yeah, I mean, your grievance is something that I agree with, that you pointed out, and then I feel like you should go first, because I feel like yours is a
Okay.
bit, less, insane. So, yeah, you can
Okay.
go ahead.
So, my agreement with Uzaki-chan is I think it's a fine show. Whatever. It's not too offensive or anything. It's just, it's a show. But, like, ever since the second episode, all of the side characters just seem to exist to be like, God, these two characters are the best written characters I have ever seen in anything. These are the funniest people you will ever find anywhere. God damn, whoever came up with these two is a genius. And I was just like, the guy who wrote this manga, this is his first ever manga. And I'm just like, chill. I don't know. Like,
they kind of like lost their personality too. Or, like, I was hoping to see some sort of, like especially, I forgot her name already, but the girl with glasses. I was like, she has this hint of like, you know, she felt like intimidated at first by Uzaki-chan, and you know, she herself kind of has maybe a slight infatuation with the guy. I'm not sure. I don't know.
No.
She has.
No, she doesn't.
I think
she does.
She's.
Okay.
I mean, she basically said she was gay at one point. So.
Oh, okay. I misinterpreted.
Well, it was when he was like, I'm sure my daughter's.
Yeah, she admires him in some way. Yeah.
Her dad was like, I'm sure my daughter hangs out with guys all the time. It's normal, and she was like, never. Like, and then he was like, what? And she's like, never. And he's like, oh, okay.
Okay, that makes sense too. And I know when she sees Uzaki-chan, she's like, oh, why is she cute? And then it kind of sits with her. It's like, oh, she's actually really cute. And okay, that makes sense. Okay, but yeah, she's kind of becomes the mouthpiece too, right? I'm like, oh, she seems interesting. Like I was hoping there would be like you know, some other characters, some other personalities in this dynamic, because it's nice to have that contrast versus like having these two all the time. And it would enhance their interactions because we are seeing other characters having different personalities, and how is that changing the dynamic? We don't see that, like, at least again, like, it's not that like there were many episodes in, but I don't know, right? Like, are they just appear one episode, that's it, they've done their job of having, like, a character, and then now they're just in the background, like...
It felt like...
in the bleachers.
Like, I feel like, like, when they introduced her, it was like, okay, so there's another character here who won't just be like if it was just, so for example, if it was just the old man, right, at the coffee shop, if it was just him who is commenting on all this, I would be like, okay, that's his character, that's fine, whatever, like, that's a fine character to have, to someone who's just like that. But then it's like,
it's kind of like egging them along that just thinks they're cute.
Now, it feels like these other characters exist to be that man in other places, basically. Just like the daughter is the one who follows them because she's at the same school as them and does that. And then like the friend that Shinichi has, he's there to, when they're hanging out casually, to be the guy who does that. Like, it's like, just chill out. I don't know. Like, it just feels like really masturbatory, you know? Like, just like creating all of the characters to be like it just feels like when they made this manga, they were just like, God damn, you cannot beat this. Like, looking at Uzaki, like, he's just like,
fucking genius.
I'm like, fucking like, I'm God. I cannot believe this. Like, no one thought of making this character before. God, I'm so fucking good. And like, just, that was it. Like, it is just like, I don't know, like, have some humility. I don't know, like, maybe someone thinks they're stupid as hell. How about you introduce a new character who's like, this is fucking dumb. Like, just go away. Like, ugh. I'm already scared looking at the Wikipedia when I was trying to remember the girl's name, which is Ami.
Okay.
That Uzaki's mom has a crush on the boy too, apparently. So I'm not looking forward to that. But we'll see. I will say, at least I'm glad that they're all in their 20s.
Yes.
It's continuing glad for that. That is my only grievance, is that I chill out. That's what I say to the author. I say, chill out. Don't just calm down.
Chill a little bit, yes. Also, stop with the cat.
Oh yeah, I don't like that cat either.
I've had enough.
That cat's fucked up.
I keep seeing that fucking cat.
It's a fucked up cat. I was so scared when I saw that cat, because I was like, oh my god, is every cat going to look like that in this world? Is every animal going to be deranged? And then like the second episode, they were like, here's a normal cat. And I was like, oh,
normal cat.
Okay, phew, oh, all right.
It's just this one fucked up cat that whenever they do something embarrassing or like romantic, it's like, wah! And I'm like, oh, stop.
Like I said, it's a god or some sort of benevolent being who is casting judgment upon.
And he hates it. He fucking hates it.
And they're trying to judge if Shinichi goes to hell or not.
Yeah.
I mean, the cat, in perhaps a logical step to that, logical link to that, like maybe it's the author's self-insert.
I mean,
they're a fucked up cat.
I feel like most of the characters in this show / manga, other than like the girls, or some of the girls even, are just the author's self-insert. So
The author is just everyone.
yeah, he's everyone except for Uzaki and the mom, I guess. But yeah, I guess I'll bounce off of that, talking about people that need to relax, and just kind of talk about how Uzaki-chan has become basically the Twitter problem recently, as if there aren't, more important things to be upset about. Obviously, I'm not going to say, hey, you shouldn't be upset about multiple things at one time. I get it. You should be. It makes sense. If you can handle something in your bubble better, that's fine. Do that, etc., etc. I'm not going to talk about that. What I'm going to talk about is I think this is a completely useless thing to be upset about, and that everyone should shut up. It seems like, I don't know how exactly it started. It could have just been people like straw manning, making things up.
Probably. That's usually how it goes.
Yeah, but eventually it became real. So some people that are well-meaning but misinformed and also are just completely not correct in a sense, were saying that they saw Uzaki's character design, which you can like or dislike. It's perfectly valid to dislike a character design, but they were arguing that her design was inherently pedophilic, that she was designed to look like a little girl with huge boobs, and that it was to attract lolicons, to attract pedophiles. And the fucking anti-SJW brigade comes in to argue with them and to try to say, hey, no, she's my 20-year-old waifu, it's okay. Like, are you telling me that a 10-year-old would have boobs this big? Here, let me send you a bunch of porn of her.
I'm sorry, hold on. That makes me think of the funniest post online, which is, would a lesbian have big boobs? That someone posted about the Ruby woman. I think about that all the time.
It's impossible. It would never happen.
It's impossible. Would they? No.
No, of course not. But it's just, it's obviously, like, I disagree with both of these people in the sense that, like, I don't think her design is inherently pedophilic or anything like that. Like, I have been friends with, I have dated a very small girl, like, and it's just, that she was of age, and, it's just some people are short, and, I mean, obviously, Uzaki is sexually designed. She is very much like, yeah, she has big boobs, and they draw attention to it a lot, but I just feel like the fact that she's short, I mean, they do kind of make some jokes about her being so short, and that, like, them being like, oh, she does seem kind of young, and then, like, when they see how busty she is, they're like, oh, wait, no, she's definitely not a kid. But at the same time, it's just like, that's just a dumb joke, and I really don't think it's necessarily just on its face pedophilic. And then also, of course, the people that are arguing, that are just being like, oh, you're just being SJWs. Like, of course they're wrong. I don't need to explain why they're wrong. You all know why they're wrong. But there's also just the level of people that are trying to be super morally correct, and they're making redesigns of her that are just very, like, middle of the road, just, obviously, again, you can argue about if you enjoy the redesigns or not, but it's very much just like, I made her boobs smaller, hire me, and I have never, ever thought that people like that is just, it's so useless. It's such a useless argument where you're just like, I've redesigned this character to be more in tune to, like, the, like, what, like, people talk about, like better representation or just like less sexualized things and all that stuff. And they're just like, here, I made her, like match a more realistic woman or anything like that. And it's just like, you're just all it is it's going to bring in the attention of the hateful people. That is what that does. And it's not like nobody's ever going to be like, wow, you really showed me. Damn, you're right. It doesn't do anything for anyone. I feel like it's such a weird thing. It's such a weird phenomenon, and it is very much just drumming up bad attention, and it's drumming up the wrong kind of people. And that kind of leaked into a conversation that you had on Twitter, and that we talked about a little bit before we recorded, where like a lot of the people that are doing these things are younger, because they're trying to show that they understand, like current cultural trends of being more socially aware and being more in tune with, better representation. And, they're like 16-year-olds or even younger, like just being like, hey, I'm an artist. I'm going to make her look like how she should look. And, like when you're younger, you do just like dumb things. You're experimenting. You're trying to figure yourself out. You might overextend a little bit. You make mistakes. But like we talked about how social media just amplifies that so much. And, like when we were kids, we were on forums and we were learning how to be smarter, to be ourselves. Like, God, I learned a lot about like today's society and how we should be to each other from being on forums and like meeting people, like meeting LGBT people, meeting people of color online, just like in fucking Pokemon forums and shit. It's good to do that, and it's good that the younger people are meeting the same kind of people. Like they can figure out that they are like maybe trans or gay or anything like that, and they can also meet people that can inform them on current issues, and they can learn how to properly engage with those issues. That is important. But young people these days just do not have the chance to make mistakes because their mistakes are just amplified. And if some young person is on their public Twitter just saying like, hey, I think Uzaki's design is shit, and here, I drew this new design or whatever, that like, if they just posted that on a forum, nobody would have seen it. Maybe there would have been like maybe 10, 20, 50 people. They might have said it sucked. They might have said it's great. Who cares? It's just on that forum. But now, hundreds of thousands of people have to see it. And like, I have a fucking opinion on it. I shouldn't have a fucking opinion on it. Who fucking cares, And at the end of the day, who fucking cares? They're like a 15-year-old. Who gives a shit? But you kind of have to have an opinion on it because it's there in the world now, and also you have to like defend them in a sense because they're gonna get harassed by a bunch of people my age or older that are fucking pieces of shit because they want to defend what they're jerking off to. It's I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer to this because like there will be people who argue with me that the redesigns are valid. And, I won't agree with them. Like, I think it's a dumb exercise that it's a moral, it's masturbatory. It's morally masturbatory. And I don't think it's a useful part of the argument. But I think at the end of the day, what it really boils down to is fucking social media is really bad. And like, I think we need to like figure out how we engage with it and, put people's ages into context too. Like, like I'll see people getting like really mad at like 15-year-olds for trying to come up with like new ways to talk about like you see, like I saw people arguing like a week or so ago about like, I don't even remember what it was, but like trying to like cutify queerness or something a little bit ago. And you look at that person's Twitter account, they're 15. And there's like a big argument about it. And it's like, because that's just a part of the conversation now. They're joining a conversation on the same level as people that are twice their age. And that's not fair to them. It is not fair to treat what they're saying on the same level as someone who has lived their life longer, has had more experiences, has had that chance to fuck up. Like, that is not fair. So I just think that people should think about that and, like, really take into consideration why people are saying the things that they're saying and where they're coming from, why they're making these things, and, like, just ignore it. Just ignore it. If they're young, fucking ignore it. It's not your place. They'll figure it out. And if they don't figure it out, then you handle it, you know? When they're your age. It's not something you should worry about. Just ignore it.
I have something truly unhinged to lighten the mood.
Okay.
Apparently, Uzaki-chan did a crossover with the Japanese Red Cross.
Yes, I remember that.
Story. That is
You
the
do?
first time I've heard
Do you
of
know
this.
why?
This gremlin. For blood donations.
Do you know why?
Because they wanted to attract... It was to attract, like...
No.
What?
It was he reached out, the creator, because
Oh, he personally
reached out to them and wanted to collaborate because he was saved by the Red Cross when he was trapped under rubble in an earthquake. And that is, like, an unreal
So his
thing to read.
contribution is, like, her doing her laughing thing, and, like, her boobs are, like, oh, God.
Yeah, her massive boobs.
That image,
If I can do anything to help you, let me know.
Like, ripples for a while, huh?
I just love the idea that he's like, if I can do anything to help you, let me know. Here,
I'm gonna give
here's
you
this giant boob girl.
Here you go.
Oh my God. But I remember, yeah, that too, and so I remembered that drama where there was totally valid reaction where people were like, yeah, this is, like, obviously a character who's sexualized. This should not be the face of the Red Cross. And other people were just like, she's an adult woman. And they're just doing a fall, like,
They just want to get the blood
ass,
pumping.
like, feminist argument that makes no sense. Like, no, you are horny for this girl. And that's okay, but also your justification for it does not quite make sense. Yeah, I don't know, man. This girl is causing
This
problems.
girl is one of the horsemen of the apocalypse, I think. I think this is...
She needs to be stopped.
International Woman of Problems, Uzaki-chan.
Yeah, this is unreal.
Usagi-chan. Oh, man.
I will say, though, in that newest episode, her, like, hollering at the guy
Although
about
mint
chocolate
chocolate,
ice.
that was good.
That was good.
Yeah.
I agree with
yeah.
her, yeah. She's fucking right. Chocolate mint ice cream is the shit.
Yeah,
It's good.
It's just the
It's
song.
a good
It's that
flavor.
song.
Yeah, it's that song. That's why I'm immediately just calling it chocolate mint ice because it's from that fucking song. But yeah,
Even though it's not ice, yeah.
It's right though. It's anything flavored chocolate, mint chocolate, anything is great. She's right.
Have we come up with a term for the skin fang yet, other than just calling it a skin fang? Is that
I just call
what
it
we're
skin
doing?
fang. Yeah.
See, I really hate skin fang.
It's not.
It's really
yeah,
good.
It doesn't
I don't
feel
like
good
it.
to come out of your mouth. It doesn't feel good to think about. I also just assume that it means dick every single time. I'm going to be real.
Ugh.
Like, in the way that, like, you know, like when fan fiction's like, I have to be creative and call it dick
Oh.
something. You know what I'm talking
like, make
about?
weird.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Dick fang.
Or they're like someone who's not familiar with writing something
Yeah,
special, so they're like, I don't know what to call this penis without saying
A skin
penis.
fang,
I'm gonna
I
call
know.
it like
Thrusts into something,
I'm gonna
kind of
call
like
it
a bite.
weenie.
A weenie.
Like, yeah, that's erotic, right?
No, that's I've
Like,
totally
yeah.
seen that. You're right.
His
Yeah, they're like 10 and they're not familiar with like
yeah, like his-
any of this yet, and they're like exploring themselves, and they're like, oh, I want to make like erotic fan fiction. And they're like, I don't know what any of this means.
I mean, you know, yeah,
yeah, totally.
It gets a little larger and like hot, so it's like a sausage, like you're cooking on a barbecue. I don't
Like-
know, like
They just call it vague things that don't
I
make
don't
sense
know.
and are deeply not attractive.
Yeah.
You're really here.
That's all they know.
yeah.
Skin fang's pretty bad.
It's
It is
bad. I
bad.
can't think of a better phrase. What can we say?
like whenever I see it, I just think of like there was some fan art that I saw of Astolfo where someone
And they
was,
pull
like,
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they pulled on it. Yeah, I can't. Oh my god,
That sounds awful.
Yeah, like, how would that feel?
it's fucking horrible.
Bad.
Fucking horrible.
Because I envision it being part of your lip.
Yeah, right?
At least the way they're drawn, it looks like it's not even near your actual teeth. It's
Yeah.
like it's
Well, they
like
don't
your
have
lip
lips,
part.
so...
And they don't have lips. The anime characters don't have lips. It's like the cleft part. It's like where the mouth line is. So it's like that's technically. I imagine that like your lip being full. That's not great.
I want someone to draw a hyper-realistic photo of Astolfo where they have to like depict like how that intersects with the lips. Like that's what I want to see. Like I want to see what they like. Would it just have like a T-Rex face all of a sudden? Would that be what happens? Like
maybe.
I have to know.
Was Astolfo like the first one to do that? I can't think of anything before Astolfo.
There are tons of other stuff.
Yeah, but like Astolfo's from like 2014 or 13 or something. So it's like
I don't know about Skin Fang, but like the Fang character has always been a thing. But you're right.
It is the natural evolution.
The seamless mouth.
It's
like
let's Google Skin Fang and see what happens.
I hope you get what you are looking for.
The regular fangs, I get it. You know, but it's just like you make it skin, and it makes it so much less like appealing because you're just thinking constantly about how gross it is.
So first result was the Astolfo image we talked about, where they're pulling on it. Second result was a My Anime List forum thread, which just has the worst title I've ever seen, which is "What is your opinion on flesh teeth?"
Oh. Oh, God, we answered that question of what else.
I mean, they're talking about examples, right? There's probably some good examples in there, at least.
I think so. The person says, "I think they are the most disgusting thing that can destroy any character design." The girl in the show looks okay enough. The show is they don't list a show. Oh, Magical Senpai, remember that?
Oh Christ! Yeah.
Why did they ruin it with that gross flesh tooth on her face? It is not a tooth; it is skin on her lip. I guess it's meant to look mischievous, but it looks like a deformity. Does anyone prefer this over actual teeth? Question mark. I don't know.
It's a very weird character design choice.
Right, does it even function as teeth?
No.
I've only ever seen it just on the person where like they're emphasizing like a mischievous as that one was. Like a mischievous or smug face. But does it actually bite like teeth? If their mouth bites, does that thing does that hang thing? I'm hanging.
What, does it have a little hole in the second lip that it fits into or something? Like,
is it like a
heinous? I don't like this. I'm sorry, I just want to say, the poll results, by the way, this was a poll, this thread. Only 16% of people said they are disgusting. 31% said they liked it. And 52% said doesn't bother me.
So, pretty much just ambivalence from the masses on the Skin Fangs. Yeah, I guess that is just like a mischievous thing, because I think about all the characters, like Astolfo's like a mischievous character, the Magical Senpai, and then Uzaki. Yeah, like, it's like a mischievous thing, and I don't know, I just think it's weird. I don't like the concept.
Okay, so this one sounds a little more normal. Someone said it, oh, fuck, I just missed it. Hold on, I have to find it again. Someone said cute little fang, which is a good way to put it. That makes it sound normal. Sorry, I just scrolled past another response that said, I don't mind flesh teeth. And I have to say, flesh teeth is way worse than skin fang.
So
that
bad.
is so bad.
And it's saying a full set of teeth, not one tooth.
Yeah.
So what is that saying?
Tooth snag is what someone called them.
That sounds really bad.
Yeah, it does sound like it's like it's something offensive, doesn't it? It does sound.
It sounds offensive.
Yeah.
It sounds really bad. It sounds like some dated slur.
Yeah, someone just called it a cute fang.
You know, thought about in the modern sense, but it sounds really bad.
Someone said, imagine what happens when that character face plants. Nothing good.
Ooh.
And I never thought about it like that.
Wait, then what? What happens? Does it get...
Like, would it's... Like, imagine if you face plant and it slides against the ground. That probably doesn't feel good, does it? No.
But that's what I mean. Is it like lips? Like, I still don't know. Or is it like a weird floating thing?
Someone posted the Astolfo image and said, personally, I don't mind. I think they can be fun. I call them pullable fangs because of this image. And the OP said, cut it off. This is not normal.
Man. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just
So this is a good thread that I found. I just want to say right now, I'm glad that the people out there are discussing it. I do agree that a colored-in tooth looks much better.
It's a concerning topic.
It is a concerning topic.
That needs to be mulled over. Yeah. The community weighs in.
We just need to, like, all just figure it out someday. We need to figure it out. We need to sit down and go, hey, guys, why are you doing this? And I guarantee you the reason is Astolfo. I really think that's the reason why it's not colored in anymore. It's because of Astolfo. Because definitely, you know, like, there are fucking 80s anime characters that had the little fang. You know, it's just a...
Yeah. But it's a tooth.
Yeah, a tooth. It's not a flesh tooth, as this thread says. TV Tropes calls them cute little fangs and says skin fangs count.
Okay.
All right, well, sorry for that nightmare just then that I had pulled out. LV, you can talk about an anime now if you'd like. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to discuss?
I'm gonna unfortunately talk about hentai
Oh
heroes.
boy.
That's what I'm gonna talk about.
Does anyone have a skin fang in that one?
Shockingly, no.
Wow.
There's
Yeah.
a character with like a fang, like the fang thing. Shockingly, no. Unless I'm misremembering. Oh no, I probably have to check that again. I need to verify my sources.
All right.
I don't know. There's definitely a character with a fang, but I don't remember if there was that, you know, the line that separates it to distinguish it from real teeth. Anyway, this show like just landslided really quickly. Like I boasted about it right in the beginning, talking about the first episode where like there were a lot of things that subverted my expectations. They were actually kind of cool about just, you know, dunking on everyone and kind of making fun of, just kind of making like dumb stupid sex jokes to, you know, about everyone and not really centering it on like, you know, just fan service of the women, you know, for a male gaze. But that's just kind of what it is now. It just, like, after the second episode, that's just what it is now. You know, there's no, like, the equity is just gone. It's entirely just an ecchi show with, like, really dumb stuff. Again, this show is kind of like parodying Super Sentai shows, so there are forced people who have to use their erotic energy to defeat these aliens that have been like invading Earth constantly, and like the aliens are like look like bug people, but some of them are kind of like more humanoid than others. So at some point there was like a sexy mantis lady and she had boobs, and like mantises should not have boobs, but okay. And then like more recently, the more recent monsters of the week have been more and more humanoid, so you know they just want to like we gotta have sexy characters now. We just don't want like these monsters now. We gotta actually have characters we can sexualize. But yeah, there's nothing honestly like. There's honestly nothing I think that deep to talk about where the show is at now. At like it's more than halfway through this. Through it finishing. It's like 12 episodes, I think. So, you know, now we have some like bigger conflict at hands, and the main girl, she gets kidnapped briefly.
Oh shit.
Oh boy.
And then they save her. Didn't they save her? It wasn't a big deal.
Okay.
It was but it was again like so like, you know, to re-explain what her deal is. She kind of is like afraid of sexually expressing herself. She's a little insecure about it. There's a whole serious thing, like they actually showed us in the first. There's a whole serious thing when the aliens invaded, and she's a child. They made like really gross comments to her as a child, and that really made her like self insecure about like her body and stuff. It's like, oh, like these gross things said these horrible things to me as a kid, these horrible inappropriate things to me as a kid, and made me feel uncomfortable, and that's why she's kind of like prudish about these things. You know, and that's her character. But then meanwhile, she's like. She's like a huge breasted character. So then meanwhile, she's just like thrown in the wind of like, oh yeah, you know, like again, typical fan service. Also like the censorship beams, I call them censorship beams. They're like getting worse and worse every episode. Like half the time I'm like on an episode, half the screen is just like these like blurry like glows, and I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing what's happening. I'm like, okay, I'm assuming, I guess someone's panties were shown. I guess that's what happened, or I'm assuming someone is topless, but I don't see anything half the time. It's just like by the end of I feel like by the time I get to the last episode, it's just gonna be a white screen. and I'm just gonna hear dialogue now. So like that, like it's gonna be that. But it's just getting more wretched by the hour. There's really nothing conducive and like nothing as funny as it was in the beginning as it is. So why am I still watching this? Because I'm almost done anyway. Why not? That's how I am, right? They introduce a new character to the squad. And when that girl was kidnapped, the main character, she ends up meeting this alien that's actually friendly. And again, the more unassuming aliens, they're more humanoid looking, just so they can like sexualize them, right? This alien looks like a little girl. So one, bad. She looks like a young girl. Two, she is like, she the whole thing is like she's different from the other ones. So she's kind of like a weird cat dog girl. So she's not a bug, but she's more animalistic in that way. So I guess that's the furry / cat girl fans appeal. So they got that down, I guess, for this character. But there's a whole thing where she the alien girl like explains like, yeah, my whole life I knew it was different, and like I think she says she was I could be wrong, I don't remember, but there's something special about her where she's like royalty, but she the way her mind works is different. She's not craving like on instinct like the other aliens where they want like the erotic energy from the humans and all that. She's just like, she just wants to exist and stuff. So they basically when that whole ordeal was settled with, they take this girl back home. She's now like in their like dormitory quarters. They all live with each other. Again, they basically all just started living with each other without really introducing each other. They don't even go to the same school, but I guess now they're all like hunky-dory, working as like a superhero team. But and the whole thing about this girl is that she can transform into anybody. So it's like, number 3. There's like a whole like long skit where there's a like so each episode has 2 segments. So there's like one whole segment in one episode where she's getting situated, like living with all the other everyone else, and she just starts sexually fooling around with everyone, and that's just it. That's just what happens in the segment. Nothing else happens. The main girl, who again, like obviously she likes the main guy, the redhead, the alien girl says like, oh yeah, I can transform into him for you so you can practice or something like that. It's like, oh god, this is like, it just keeps getting to Effie's character. And of course, like, that doesn't work out. She like feels uncomfortable and stuff and all that. But yeah, it's not like half of the episode is like a monster of the week thing, and then the other half of the episode is just like dumb ecchi shenanigans. That's kind of what has been going on at this point. There isn't really anything like special, and yet I'm still here. I mean, I'm still like on this ride. It's terrifying. But that's the hentai Super HX era.
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm sorry I keep calling it hentai heroes.
Is very easy to say, but that's not quite accurately.
You're
what
right.
the
It's not
title is.
accurate. I'm sorry to be smirched. It's good.
That will
name.
mislead you into probably finding something else.
Oh,
that is
right,
not
our favorite
this.
game. Right, I forgot. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, I would not recommend this at this point. But I don't know. I think it's.
Oh.
But again,
Really?
I think it's worth seeing that first episode. I don't know. Like the first episode is really different from like at this point. Now it's just like, just shameless. It's just like okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me see. Yeah, even my roommate who watches everything dropped that one after episode 2. So you're stronger than that, I guess. It's impressive.
Yeah, I think episode 2 literally was when they start living again, like they literally just like, oh yeah, let's live with each other. They didn't really even properly introduce all these other girls yet, but each episode was like, I think episode 2 literally was the breast episode where she, I think I explained this before. She's like small chested and she's insecure about her breasts, and then she finds a commercial. She listens to a commercial about like, oh, if you rub milk on your boobs, it will like grow. There's a whole thing with that. That's a whole segment. It's a whole segment about her like bathing in milk, and she like collapses because she wants to grow her boobs. It's a whole thing. Oh no, that was episode 3. See, unfortunately, I'm so deep into it, I even remember where things happen.
You're losing a little bit, Elvie. You okay?
It's awful.
I'm so sorry that you're trapped in the cycle. Someone needs to
I'm
make.
always like, I can't. I can't, it's like, I like went this far in, I gotta know what happens.
No, I get you. I really do get that. And I feel like someone, like The Last of Us is about the cycle of revenge. Someone needs to make a game or an anime about the cycle of, I have to watch this anime that I hate because I'm already trapped here. I have to engage with this thing just because I can't not. Help me. Like, a more prevailing and universal message that everyone can relate to, I think. We can also talk about Decadence if you want, LV. That show is continually unhinged, and I think the animation is so good. It's so good. I'm really impressed.
It is really good. It is really good. So yeah, they're just like making it more blatantly clear that, well, like the last episode, at least the last episode I saw, like it was more action. It was just entirely focused on that and within the world itself, and it wasn't really cutting away to the real world, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And that was cool. It was just like fun action stuff. But yeah, my biggest question is that, and then they explain more lore about like, yeah, this is like a post-apocalyptic reaction to what's going on. So classic, like kind of like similar to the Matrix or whatever, any other, I guess, story that has a similar thing where a fake world is made in response to an apocalypse, and some people we're lucky to get away and find a place there, right? But then I'm like thinking, like, okay, they did this, but then why is the world fucked up? Then why are people tired? Why didn't they make a perfect world? I don't know. Like,
well, they want it for entertainment, right? Because it's just a game.
Yeah, but then it's like, oh my god, the tiny alien people are actually dying and and getting thrown into like a dumpster.
Yeah.
Like, what's happening?
I mean, that's just the nature of capitalism. I think that's what they were trying to get. It's like, well, if anyone goes against the perceived way things have to be, little fucking kaiji man appears and he shoots you with a gun out of his bird.
And his Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I love that he's a cube. I love that he's a cube, first of all, and I love that there appear to be many of him based on the opening of different colors. So did you see the most... Well, actually, I don't know if it's the most recent episode. The one where he went sicko mode?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like when that episode... And like I'm very excited to see where this keeps going, because I really expected this to just be a generic show from episode 1. I was like, this is just going to be another...
As did everyone.
Like, I thought it was going to be like Cabaneri or something, like Attack on Titan style, like whatever. And like, oh, there's a big twist in episode 10 and not like episode 2. But it's so I love seeing the little man when they cut back to the little man inside of his little gamer rig, and he's just this fucked up little man who looks like a Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
Like, it's so fucked.
And they all have like this kind of vacant stare.
Yeah.
It's like
just like
something about it's funny,
I love just the completely different style and everything. It's so consistent. Like, it
moves differently. Yeah, it even moves. It's like animated differently. It's a little more like intentionally stiff.
It owns. It just owns. I love it. I've been having a lot of fun with that show. I think it's, for me this season, it's either that or ReZero is my favorite show right now. I think I might just give it to Decadence only because it is the rare original anime that is just good so far anyway. I mean, who knows how it ends, but I mean, I have faith in that director. I think probably the Mob Psycho director to do it well. But yeah, like after all these seasons where I've been like, it's an original anime, so I'm complaining about it, and then it's just like, well, now this is good. It's really good. John, you want to talk? Do you want to share something? You want to talk?
Do I want to share something?
Do you want to share something? Do you want to share something? Do you have something to show the class?
I always do, and it's never good. I don't know. I'm trying to like figure out if I wanted to do Pokemon or Healing Good, because they were both fucking unhinged, as usual.
Oh yeah. I'm glad Pokemon's become unhinged. I have to say, I think that's really good for it. I'm glad that they've really just become insane after like 5 seasons of nothing.
I'll be honest. This past few bits here, the Pokemon series has gotten pretty good. Like, the past few episodes have just been legit good. So, okay, I'll do the usual run through, but I'll try to be quick about it. Episode 30 was, so Ash has a Riolu, you know that now. And Ash is training with the Riolu a bunch, and Pikachu is pissed. Pikachu isn't getting any attention. And Ash's mom shows up, like, to stay overnight just because she's like, well, I'm in town. I had a friend in town, and I wanted to visit my son, who's just, like, living with this professor now, so I'm just gonna stay over. And so then she leaves, but she gave Pikachu a lot of attention through the night. She was like, Pikachu, you can sleep with me in my bed. I'll pet you to sleep. You know, Ash doesn't give you any attention. It's like when you kick the cat out of the room. You know, the cat's gonna start meowing. It's gonna be pissed. It wants to sleep somewhere. So Ash keeps ignoring Pikachu, and Pikachu's like, fuck this, and just leaves. It's like, I'm in Vermilion City, I'm just gonna walk to Pallet Town. And Mr. Mime is like, what the fuck is going on? Mr. Mime just follows after Pikachu, and it's the entire episode is just Pikachu just running to Pallet Town, and Mr. Mime having to watch Pikachu, make sure that Pikachu isn't, like, dying. You know, it's something. They do a scene where they recreate, like, the shot from the first episode where, you know, Ash is trying to protect Pikachu from the big Spearow, like the gang of Spearow, and then Pikachu does the big thunder. They recreated that, but with Mr. Mime instead of Ash, which was fucked up. You know, they just do that. It's something. I don't know. It was a little funny, but yeah, there's Mr. Mime was there. And apparently, I'm looking on the Bulbapedia page. I guess officially, Mr. Mime is considered Ash's Pokemon now. I would have thought that it would still be considered Ash's mom's Pokemon, but
It's his dad.
It is just his dad. Yeah, it is.
It's his own
It
father.
is his father.
He owns his father.
Which, yeah, I don't condone that. So the next episode is the next episode I thought was just nice. There's this little girl that, like, is like a friend of a friend, basically. Like, Ash and Go are, like, friends with somebody who's friends with this, like, kindergartner girl, and she has a Feebas, and everyone is just ripping into her for having a Feebas. They're like, this thing looks like shit. It's a stupid Pokemon. Why do you have it? And she's just, like, sitting there holding it. She's like, no, I love my Feebas. And it's twitching and, like seizing, and it's just having, like, a fucking horrible time. Which, it's not just because it's out of the water. It's doing that in the water, too. Like, Feebas is just suffering the entire time. And so, you know, they feel bad. Like, Ash and Go feel bad. They're like, man, these kids, they should learn that Feebas is a great Pokemon. And so they try to figure out, what should we do? We're going to enter both of you in, like, a kids swimming contest, like a little, like, fun, like, contest for water Pokemon and their trainers. And she's like, well, I can't swim. It's like, oh shit, alright. So then the humans help her learn how to swim, and then, like, they got the water Pokemon, like, teaching the Feebas how to do cool tricks and shit. And so they do that, and I mean, it's just a cute little episode where, you know, like, the Feebas is there, and then they go to the contest and they do their best, but then Team Rocket shows up and they're like, we're gonna steal all the Pokemon. And then, you know, she's trying to protect the Feebas, and then, of course, because you gotta do the big thing, Feebas does evolve into Milotic and saves everybody. But I actually really like how they, like, alluded to it and went with it, because, you know, I'm the fucking shitty Pokemon nerd, and I notice these things. They pointed out, like, oh, your Feebas has this, like, really shiny, like, one of its scales is, like, a rainbow scale, and it is specifically the scale that, in the game, it's because originally Feebas evolved into Milotic when you raise his beauty all the way up with the Pokeblocks and all that shit, but now it's like a trait evolution where it has to hold the shiny scale. and it was that specific shiny scale, so it has that scale on its body, and then Meowth like attacks it and knocks the scale out, but then she like holds it up to the she's like, oh no, it fell off, and she's like holding it up and she's like trying to protect it, and then it evolves. So it's just like, it's not a trade, but whatever, it works. It works in the context. So I just thought it was a cute, like, dumb, nerdy thing where I was just like, oh, they brought up the item that they used to trade. So they actually, like, integrated the game mechanics. I like when they do that. They should do that more. I like that. But it was cute. It was cute. And then the last episode was weird. It was a weird episode. Basically, all that happens is Go and his family go on vacation to Johto, specifically Azalea.
They go.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry?
Oh, I just said they go.
They go. They fucking go. They do. They go to Azalea Forest. I think that's what the forest is.
In Johto, yeah.
Yeah. Look, I have so much trouble remembering
There's a lot
of the names of this. No. Specifically, I have more trouble remembering this stuff because they keep using the Japanese names. So I just mix everything up.
Yeah.
I can't remember shit. I hate it so much. Yeah, Azalea. Which is like the bug gym. They have the forest where you can see the Celebi and all that. And they're vacationing there. And I did have a thought at a certain point while I was watching this. I'm just like, do people does anyone ever just like go on a vacation and then just like, I'm not gonna bring my Pokemon, or my kids need to leave the fucking Pokemon at home, they need to like put them in the PC or something? Does that happen? Do you think that happens? Do you think parents are like, no, you're not bringing your fucking Marshtomp to the campgrounds, alright? Put it in the PC, you'll see it when the weekend's over. Like, do you think that ever happens, or is it just like, well,
I bet.
or is it just like,
I bet.
or is it just like, well, they're family?
Yeah, like pets.
Yeah, I've seen it happen with dogs and cats. It's really fucked.
Yeah, like sometimes, like sometimes they might be an inconvenience depending where they're going,
but
or they're not allowed where they're
see,
going.
the thing is like for Pokemon, it's like it's not cruel necessarily. Like if you're just leaving your dog just at your house with no supervision for multiple days, that's fucked up. You don't do that. But I mean, like if it's a Pokemon where like you can explicitly just put a Pokemon in the PC and it's taken care of, like, that's a separate conversation. But I was still just thinking, like, just like, it's not like a moral thing. It's more just like would people like have the urge to be like, no, I'm not gonna fucking deal with my Pokemon for the next few weeks, just put it in the box, it'll be fine, like
Also, unlike animals, I can see some Pokemon being able to fend for themselves.
I mean, yeah, like Mr. Mime fucking cooks for people,
the humanoid
like, yeah.
Oh yeah, Mr. Mime is just his own.
Yeah, like Mr. Mime is just a man, so whatever. But
yeah, he's just a strange man.
Yeah, he's just a fucked up rude man. But I don't know. But so they go on vacation, and Go is like, I'm gonna go catch some Pokemon, and then he has a flashback when he gets to like the dense forest where he's like, I hung out with this other kid, and we explored the forest, and we promised that we'd meet up the next day, and then he didn't show up, and I was just super fucking upset about it. I was betrayed. And that's like the entire episode is just they hang out, and like Go really wants to catch Celebi, and Go really likes Mew, and this kid really loves Celebi, and so they kind of like bond over like, oh, we have our favorite mythical Pokemon. And then he goes to like the shrine where Celebi is, and he just finds a note from the kid that was like, I got sick, sorry I didn't show up. Like and then the kid shows up again, and he's like, wow, I keep coming here every year to see if you'd be here, and you were here. And then it's just like, oh, well, Pokemon can make people friends. And then they just see the Celebi, and it's like there's a regular Celebi and a shiny Celebi, and it's like there's a shiny Celebi like in the new movie that's coming out. So that's it. It was dumb. The episode was way too long. It was like 20 minutes of them just being like, wow, Go had another friend, but then he didn't, but now he does, and Pokemon can make you have friends. It's like, yeah, that's true.
And watch our movie.
Watch our movie too.
Make sure you go out to the cinema, guys, right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a little like less bad in Japan, but it's still bad. You probably shouldn't be going to the movie theaters anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't know if they're even open.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's Pokemon.
I was thinking of how fucked up it is that they have never solved the like Japanese cinema pre-order thing that they've done for Pokemon for like the last 20 years over in Japan, like in the rest of the world. Like, we just have no option to do that. And second, I could not believe that they were doing it for the new movie. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, like there are people in like the US because you can like pre-order just tickets for the movie online, and if you pre-order, you actually get like the new mythical Pokemon, that monkey. I don't remember what it's called, but
Zarude.
Yeah, there's Zarude. That's right. Yeah, you get the Zarude, and you also get the shiny Celebi. So, like, people are just like, yeah, I'm just gonna pre-order it and get it. And then I think you can even do it with, like, multiple accounts even. So, like, if you just, like, pre-order another ticket and then cancel it, you'll still get the Zarude and the Celebi. So I think this is what people are doing. But, I mean, they're gonna have some kind of event to release those in the US. They're not gonna do that. Like, with how it is, like, with how things are and how international everything is now, like if they don't do something to just give people those Pokemon, there's going to be a shitstorm. So they've
done it forever. There have been plenty of times in the old games where they're just like, no.
Yeah, but I just think now with the Switch and how easy it is, like how easy it is to just like download Japanese games now, like I think they're just going to have to do it, they'll do it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want to do anything else or if you just want me to do fucking Healing Good, because again...
I can take a break and talk about...
Please, let me take a break.
So one, I forgot to go over my list of commendation, which is one thing.
Of course.
I'm sorry for what I'm about to say. But the one commendation I'm giving out is Rental Girlfriend. They showed the man jerking off in the most recent episode, which bold, but not unheard of. Unheard of was they had him like tweaking his nipple when he was doing it, and I have never seen that in film, in real film, in TV or anywhere. I don't think I've seen that anywhere, and that is a bold choice. That is. I cannot help but admire it. I'm sorry. I am like, wow.
Because they also don't even show the guys.
They don't have nipples also in the show.
So what was he tweaking?
Yeah. I was just like...
You said it just appeared.
So it doesn't even appear really, but it's clear that's what he's doing. To make it even more real, he has his shirt on.
Ooh.
And he's like, you can see he's reaching under it and he's holding up his shirt with his mouth.
Oh, I see. They don't even have to show it.
Yeah. I was just floored by this scene. I could not believe that this happened. I was like, when I was watching it unfold, I was like, wow, this is happening right now.
Can't look away. Yeah, it's like, whoa. Wow. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm curious as to... I said now, but I know it's gonna come. sorry about that word.
I wouldn't have even thought anything of it.
I know I'm gonna eventually watch the series, the episode.
Yeah. Brace yourself.
So I don't know. But I have a warning, but so I don't know what to expect if I'm like.
It's pretty.
Me off guard,
It just sort of just happens. I do have to say.
It sort of just happens. Oh boy, it'll be a surprise.
It was really something. It's a hell of a scene, I have to say, and just in general, even divorced from that. It's really something.
No, I'm sure.
Almost as much as the grandmother being obsessed with Azur Lane and saying horrible things all the time. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Don't know what's going on.
She's a lot.
My other thing I was going to really talk about, not my stupid commendation I just gave to that nightmare, is I finished part 5 of JoJo. So I read the manga like 10 years ago now or something like that. And my organization of girlfriends just got slow on watching part 5 of JoJo, and we ended up just watching the last 9 episodes this last week, and I was not a fan. I think part 5 is really, really weak.
I've heard some definitely like conflicting things.
No, it totally is.
I think like it's probably the weakest part out of like so when I read the manga I thought I don't like this very much, but then I read part 6 and I love part 6, so I was just sort of like, you know, I rushed past that, right? That feeling didn't really stick with me. I was just like, yep, that's a part of JoJo. I'm just getting caught up now or whatever. But like from everything I've seen, other than part 8, which I do not like at all, part 5, I was really hoping the anime would be better, because like the anime for like part 3 had problems, but it was much better than reading part 3. And like this, I don't think they fixed anything. I think they, if anything, it all felt worse, kind of, because like, I mean, I'm sure it felt just as bad watching or reading it week to week or whatever when the Rolling Stone bit that they put into the last 2 episodes, where there's just this, it's basically an OVA interjected between the final scenes of the show. And the OVA has like nothing to do with anything. It has like one thing that they're trying to explain, like one plot point, but it feels so unnecessary and so weird, and it kills all of the momentum that they had going in the ending. Because it just basically cuts to like episode 38. Jojo wins a fight. Let's just say that to avoid spoilers. Right. He wins a fight, a big fight. And then like they're starting to deal with the aftermath, and then it just cuts back in time all of a sudden to do this OVA episode about this completely unrelated thing that happened like a year ago.
Yeah, that's jarring.
And then that's the entire last episode. Then the last episode cuts back and it goes, yeah, remember Jojo fought the thing and won. Now he's boss of the mafia. Like, it was just like, okay, what was that? Like, what just happened? Like, why did we just see that? It was so weird. That's how the manga was too, which I did not remember. Yeah. And I just think that's weird. I think that whole thing's weird. I think that whole part is Araki falling into his worst habits as a writer. I think like it's like the only funny part is that Polnareff's tiny little soul body is floating out of that turtle sometimes. I think everything with the turtle and Polnareff is funny. Yeah, it's just very mediocre. Shame. I hope they animate part 6 though.
They've gotta. Like, if they don't, they're completely off at one.
I want them to animate part 6 only so we can get to part 7 and see CGI horses.
Yes!
Because I haven't seen... Have any of you seen an animated horse in, like, recent times? Because I haven't.
No.
They're
all CGI.
They're, like, fucking weird. Yeah, exactly.
Like, I've...
Or they probably traced over the horse, maybe. You know, which is fine. Yeah, that's still fine. But a lot... Like, it's hard to press to say if a horse in a series or movie was not CGI or had a lot of help from CGI, right? Recently, unless someone shows it.
Yeah. Hey, out there, if you've seen a real horse in anime recently, write in, tell me no. I need to see this real horse that's not CGI.
I think if there were any horses in anime, they probably weren't moving.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like
I can imagine like
a big part of it to me, I think, is that every series is trying to get rid of horses, like, you know, the Final Fantasy style thing where, like, you know, like they have the chocobos. Like ReZero has like dragons, like little dragons with like ostrich feet or whatever that they use instead of horses. Like I think the slime anime is the same way. They use wolves, right? And then I can't think like
just mounting everything
but horses. Yeah. And then when they do have the horses, someone else is using it and it's CGI.
Yeah. Oh. They got fucked up legs.
People just don't like horses. I think that's the truth. I think as soon as we didn't need horses anymore, everyone was like, fuck it, let's get out of here. Except for that subset of the populace.
A loss for the horse girls.
That's true, yeah. The horse girls. Look, they have to become their own denomination because like people don't want anything to do with those things. I just think, when I think of horses now, all I can think of is the fucking Field of Death horse chart that someone made, where it's just like, if you are here,
Oh
you
my
die.
God, yeah.
Like, oh, okay. Fun animal. I don't know what I'm sorry, horses. You're all fine. You're all fine. You're doing your best out there. All right, I'll let John talk about Precure, but do you want to talk about one more thing, LV?
Sure, I would. Yeah, I started watching Breakwater Club.
Oh,
It
yeah.
came out of its break.
Boom.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cute show. It's another one of those. At first, I was like a little weird, like, because this our main character, like, she moves into a new town, the whole spiel, right? And she's just trying to fit in. She finds like, she just stumbles upon this group by accident, but then she's kind of like she's kind of like threatened to join this club at first, and I was like, I don't know about this. This isn't really great. She kind of hates it, but I know like over time she does. But that was the initial whole thing, like that girl like harasses her with an octopus. That's fucked up.
Yeah, that was fun.
But anyway, I really like the aspect that they also focus on cooking, and that's fun. That's cool. But otherwise, what a cute show. It's a cute show. Another one of those things about just a bunch of girls hanging out and focusing on a particularly very niche interest together. But the recent episode, They finally introduced the advisor that you keep seeing in the opening or whatever. Like, kind of, she's fucked up. I hate her. I don't like her. I really don't like this character. Okay, hate is a strong word, but I don't know if any of you have seen the recent episode. But she's like, she comes in. She seems normal at first, but then she's the classic kind of like irresponsible teacher type where, she gets drunk and laces about, and it's kind of useless.
But she's a monster.
Yeah, and then she just becomes really overbearing and annoying to everyone. It's like, this is not funny now. I can't see this joke being funny in any other episode she appears in. So I don't know, ban her. She needs to be banned. But unfortunately, she's an advisor to the club, so she has to exist for their sake. But yeah, she's not great. She's not great. She's kind of very disruptive so far. Like, she hasn't. I don't know if she will do anything else in the series if she shows up again, but I feel like this is going to be a running gag for her, where she's just going to be like frustrating to deal with and gets in the way of the girls. So I don't know. Don't like this character. That's mostly what I have to say.
No, I agree with you completely. I thought everything that she did was so fucked up and twisted, and like I was just like, okay, if she's just like, the drunk archetype, this is fine, whatever, at first, and then it was just like, oh no, this is a crime. This is a criminal.
This is a monster.
This is literally just a monster.
Like what?
My comments on the show is I'm glad that they're still. This is like if the Board Game Girl show was real. I want to say right now, like if it was actually about the thing that it was about, like they talk about fishing genuinely.
Oh.
They say real things that you do when you're fishing. Like,
That's good.
Yeah, they say real cooking tips.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
They talk about like there's plenty of people who love fishing but can't handle killing the fish, but they're like, yeah, like sometimes you just have to do it. There's lots of stuff. Like they cover everything. I was like, wow, okay, I'm glad this is actually about fishing for once. Like I was like, even the asteroid show, right? To an extent, it was like half of it was just like, none of this is about asteroids, first of all. None of it.
And they end up not finding one. They end up not seeing an asteroid. Yeah, like the asteroid show was like more like, it was closer to like, I think, a more generic school life kind of show and like, dealing with each other, but it didn't dig deep into space enough. I think they dig deep into rocks though, less about space though. I think the rock girls got their spotlight, not the space girls.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, it's easier to make an anime about space rock girls, I think, because it's just like you just say, look, there's sediment, and you go, sediment. They said it. They said sediment. Like,
oh shit. Metamorphic.
Holy shit. This was formed on a lake bed. What?
I mean, the school festival episode where they were trying to dig up through the school and finding a sample. That was like a cool part. Yeah. But the space girls, they were like, oh, we're going to build a fake solar system, put it on the ceiling as decoration. Like, okay, cool, whatever. Like, what? You have like you got that project while the Rock Girls literally dug a hole in the school grounds, and so I got permission to do that. Like, okay. But anyway, not Duncan on the asteroid in Love Show. I thought it was...
No, it was fine. Yeah, it wasn't bad or anything.
But nothing happened. Yeah, like, nothing happened.
But, like, yeah, like,
Yeah,
I'm appreciating
like
that.
a nothing show. Yeah.
Wow, what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, the other thing that's fucked up to me is that the two girls look like they're 5 years old, and the other two look like they're in their 20s.
Yeah, the other two girls look... I would say the other two girls look too much like adults.
I would say, like, they can pull off, like, you could convince me those are seniors in high school. I go, yeah, sure. Like, I can believe that, even...
But they're second years,
yeah,
right,
they're like second or third years or something, and...
They look... Because I'm okay with the two girls looking really young, but, like, the two girls look the same age as the advisor, and that's the problem. Like, especially the, What's her name? I forgot her name. But
they
anyway,
look older. Like...
Yeah, they look older. Especially the girl with the accent.
Yeah.
I forgot her name. But... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like, see, like, this and the mom and Eccentric family, like, I don't know what you're doing out there. I don't know what they're doing. Like, I don't know what this is supposed to say.
Yeah, I'm fine. Like, I think that it is actually, like, how you're saying, like, I'm fine to, if the girl, like, the two girls are like that. It is definitely the other end of it that's making me go, like, what the hell? The other girls, basically. Like, they do look too old, yeah. Like, you cannot convince me they're 2 years apart, these people. They literally look like this is their children. You could convince me those are their children, like, genuinely. Yeah. And I would be like, yeah, sure. They have, like, a foot underneath both of them. Like, but yeah, that's a fun show. Mm-hmm. It made me want to eat clams.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
You can talk about your wretched freak here now, John.
Okay, God, I'm...
Oh, I said this to you before, but them renaming latte to ratte in the
it's awful.
Thing. So, like, I was watching Misfit at the Demon Academy, and they changed a man's name from Ray to Lay.
What's going on?
An episode apart, and I'm just wondering what is going on over there.
What the fuck is going on? So, I'll be quick. I haven't seen the newest episode, but I will soon. But the two episodes before that, the first one is Chiyu, the blue one, is like, oh man, I'm gonna be helping my family at the inn. I'm gonna be Yukiko from Persona 4, and I'm gonna help my family at the inn. And she does. And then these white people show up, and they're at the inn, and they're just like, wow, we love Japan. And then... pretty much, yeah. Like it was very much just like, oh yeah, no, this is like a Japanese person.
Disney.
Yeah, this is a Japanese person doing the like English voice and all that. It's like it's always a little funny, but I still will never not find the like Rotom drone in Pokemon that is so obviously being voiced by a white dude. It is so good. I gotta show you a link or a clip. It is so funny. But so, it's a couple and their daughter, and the daughter is just very like, seems like a little shy. She just is frowning the whole time. She doesn't look like she's having a good time, and Chiyu just has this like, she's just like, I want to make her smile. I need to make her smile, and she notices that the girl, her name's Emily. She likes the park. So she's just like, oh, maybe I could bring her to the park. That'll be nice. And she's hanging out with the family. She's trying to be like a kind of a sightseeing like person, like show them around town. But it turns out the reason why they're there is because they're moving there. And Emily's upset because she's like, I don't want to, I don't know anyone here. They don't really broach the fact that they're like going to a different country, because they can speak like perfect Japanese. Like at first it kind of seems like they don't know Japanese. Like there's like a part where they show up to the inn and they're like doing the whole like, where is our room, like speaking all stilted, and then like the inn owner is just like stiltedly speaking English slowly. But then like right after that they speak perfectly fine Japanese, so it's like they get over it like immediately, and I'm just like, I don't know what that scene was, especially if they're moving here, you would hope that they know Japanese, or at the very least like, they should maybe have a scene of them like reading a translation dictionary or something, but no, they just know Japanese now. It's fine. But yeah, so she's like, I'm gonna bring her to the park. And they go to the park, but then as soon as they get to the park, guess what fucking happens? The pathogerms show up, and then they gotta fight it. Yeah, oh my god. It's like...
I didn't expect that.
It does, yeah. So then they gotta fight, and that's it. The dog gets sick, it's fine. But it turns out that they beat the villain, and that's it. It's
well,
whatever.
Thank God they beat. Okay, I was worried at first.
And then the girl is happy because she's like, okay, now I have friends. There you go. It's great.
Okay.
So the following episode is probably the most twisted episode yet. You may be asking, John, every single episode of this show has been twisted. How could it be worse? So Nyataran, who is the little cat animal for Hinata, the little cat animal, is like flying over to someone's house. I think he's going over to see the fucking dog or whatever. He smells something. He's like, ooh, that smells nice. He goes over to this aromatherapy shop. He sees a fucking human woman. And he's falling all over himself for her. Like, he falls in love with her. He is horny as shit for this human-ass lady, who, may I remind you, is probably like 7 times bigger than him, maybe like 6, like, because he's like fucking like up to your ankle.
Has he like had this like flirtatious personality past, or no?
I mean, he can't do anything about it. Like, he's like smitten. He's super in love with her, but he can't do anything about it because he's a fucking healing animal. He can't reveal himself to her, or in more ways than one, I suppose. Because, like, he's a fucking little animal. And so, yeah. So, Hinata is just like, yeah, you know what? I'll do everything I can. I'll be your wingman, basically. But everyone else, like the other animals and then the other girls, are like, wait a minute. Like, they misconstrue it, and they think that Nyataran is interested in her as like a partner, and they're like, oh my god, he's gonna leave Hinata and she's gonna be a healing good. We're just gonna have this lady join us. We don't know who the hell she is. Like, what is he doing? And then they're also like, why is Hinata helping him? And it's just like, this is so twisted, just seeing like Hinata like basically like helping set her cat up with this human woman. And then they fucking guess what happens.
What happens, John?
The pathogerm shows up and infects the fucking the aromatherapy shop.
Fucking nowhere is safe.
Nowhere is safe. And so then they do it. They fucking there's a moment where Nyataran is like, oh, damn, I'm all upset about this shit because, I just want to be with that lady. But then there's a moment where, because she like makes a gift, like a gift goodie bag to give to the lady. And so she gets injured trying to protect the gift. And then like Nyataran's like, you know what? No, you are a good friend. You put yourself out there to protect my fucked up, like, trying to get laid with a human woman gift. Thank you. And so they become closer that way, So they defeat the fucking whatchamacallit, the pathogerm. And as they're like, winding down, they're like, yeah, we ducked behind something. It's okay, all that shit. A man shows up, and it turns out that the reason why this lady moved over here is because she just got married. And Nyataran, like, they straight up draw Nyataran, like, they make a fucking reference to like Ashita no Joe, like the shot where he's like dead in the ring corner. They draw him like in that pose, like within the black and white. It's so fucked. Like, they do that.
the fact they gave this cat a chance at all, though, it's just, man, that's evil. That's evil.
It's evil. And then, right at the end of the episode, so of course the dog got sick, but then it was cured after they defeated it. But then, at the end of the episode, the dog gets sick again, but it's normal sick. It's not a pathogen, it's normal sick.
Oh my god.
So that's the cliffhanger. The dog is normal sick. So I'm going to have to watch the next episode, see what happens. Like, what happens when the dog's normal sick? Are they going to be able to, like, tell when a pathogen shows up? Because is the dog's just going to be sick already, you know? Like, they can't tell. So I guess we'll find out, you know? We'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's Healing Good. That's what's going on right now. Jesus Christ.
Precure is always on one. That's just the nature of its existence.
It's evil. It's fucking evil content. But my god, do I love to watch it. I just fucking like watching it with the people in fucking Chooch chat. It's a great experience. Like, if you want to watch just the absolute dumbest possible anime, just come watch Healing Good Precure. I almost said Feeling Good, because, you know, I do feel good when I watch that show, though. It's fucked up, but I'm hanging out with everybody and I'm watching that show and we're just yucking it up and having a great time and taking screenshots of the dog being sick. It's great. Wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, I would have it one different way in that they should fucking translate it as latte, but otherwise, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know what's going on, but that's it.
All right. LV, are you okay with taking a rain check on the rest of these?
Oh, yeah,
okay,
of course.
Cool.
To be fair, like, I'm kind of actually a week behind.
Oh, okay, so that'll give us a good time next week, next 2 weeks from now, I guess. Now, yeah, that'll give us good time. Mm-hmm. All right. Then we don't have any questions. I remembered.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah, there you go.
You do.
So I guess I'll say our next anime. I got to pick, so
yes.
Because I don't have anything deep to pick, I'm just forcing everyone to watch The Ancient Magus Bride. Ha ha ha. Ha. The first 12 episodes.
This is like gonna be a rewatch.
This will be a rewatch for me too. Rewatch number 7.
Oh, look at that.
I haven't watched the show, but I read the first volume of the manga and I really liked it. So,
well, then
sure.
Yeah, lots to look forward to. The only content warnings I have is some, nothing super in depth for this episodes. We'll be watching, parental abuse, and I don't know how I would tag the first episode in terms of content warning, but I mean, there's like.
Slavery,
I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I guess that's what I say.
Like
kidnapping,
human, like objectification.
Yeah. But it's not like
I guess
bad. It's fine.
It's not. It's not
like
I mean,
it's bad, but it's like it's I don't know the words to use.
Yeah,
it's not like fetishistic. Also, I guess it's not like.
It's wrong to. I think it's also wrong to frame it like trafficking.
Yeah,
like that's, different.
Yeah, but just letting
like,
people know.
That's kind of what they're. I don't know how to. Yeah.
So I just.
But there's stuff of that vein happening, but I would not say that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah. So just be on the watch for that.
And would not want to define it as that. It's like a very specific thing.
So that's episode 1 through 12.
Is that the first season, would you say, or is it
so the first? So it ran back to back, the season 1 and 2, but I think it has an ending point, so it should be fine.
All right. Well, I mean, that's fine. I mean, honestly, if we're gonna start doing just like first 12 episodes of stuff, maybe we could find some things where like an arc is in the first 12 episodes. We can start doing that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking we should start doing, because we're going to run out of shows that are just 12 episodes at a point.
I mean, I think, we could just start looking into stuff that we haven't previously watched, too, because I feel like or that we weren't initially interested in, because we aren't going to run out of anime, period.
No,
but,
never. But we are going to run out of, I think, like, there's a lot of, like, 18 episode animes. There's a lot of, like, you know, like, weird stuff that we could figure out.
Yeah,
we
and
could figure
like,
it out.
And then, like, and then there's going to be, like, maybe shows where they're just not accessible, but they have that specific number of episodes.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. We'll make it work. We will make it work. Choochagatari, we will make it work.
That's our motto.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, I guess that's everything. Then I'll just say, you know, that you can get episodes of the show 1 week early. Patreon.com/VGCC. $3 gets you everything early. Not everything, but you know, the things that have early versions, you can get them.
Yeah, not our weekly podcast, because we just do that.
We just do that. All right, I guess that's everything. If you two have anything you want to share or plug, you can go for it. No,
just, you know, Twitter at John_Machonsky, MICHONSKI. That's it.
Yeah, at LVMAPARAN at Twitter.
All right.
That's it for me.
Pog. That is it. That is
Pog. Yes, Pog.
That's the podcast. Yeah. No. Yeah. The podcast. Oh, someone's got to have that out there, right? Someone.
I'm sure several.
Oh,
there's
probably like at least 20. Yeah.
Hang on. I'm
definitely. One can look it up right now.
I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it right now. I'm on Pocket Cast right now. Pogcast. It's loading. Let's see.
Just see those numbers.
Yeah, I mean it's probably loading. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, there's at least like 30 on here. Yeah. So there you go.
And they all thought they were being original.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be some real riveting conversation on the podcast.
All right, that's it. No more. We're not going in. We covered
done.
So many topics that are like when we went through the Skin Fang thing, I felt like we made years of progress on a social issue, like just discussing that. Like, we can't go into podcast.
Yeah,
now.
I think this is like one of the most important episodes of a podcast we've done. Like, this is like if we're gonna choose an episode of Choochagatari. If we're gonna put an episode of Choochagatari into like the Library of Congress or something, this should be it.
Well,
for reservation, like it has to be. To make sure
episode 45 podcast.
Like,
that's the one that's in the the archives. Jesus
Absolutely.
Christ. All right. Well, thank you both for joining me, and thank you everyone for listening. I hope you all have a good night, day, week, month, year, and see you next time.